Because you don't need 20 friends. You just need 3 motherfuckers, and you can take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers, and you're finished. You understand me? You're fucking finished. Because we got each other.
The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
Everybody's showing off their freaking standing desks before the show, making me jealous. Leg has probably the greatest intro to a podcast I've ever seen by anybody. By anybody. And it was, it was really fucking, it was old school too. I was looking at those old school Unpressable Defects stuff the other day, trying to see when that show first started. Like, what was the first?
There's nothing online, right?
You can find MP3s of it, I think.
Yeah, there's
Probably.
there's some still up.
You might be able to find one of the episodes is like we had issues just like everybody does, like StreamYard issues. I don't know what it was. But I think we did like the 150th or something. It was on my YouTube. And I think that was basically it. I think that was my last show. So that was it. We had an unofficial one with that one person. I don't remember whose channel we used, but with 4 of us. So, and then I think Jimmy took the rest down. I don't know.
Yeah, that was crazy stuff back then, man. The OGs, it was the Jurassic period. Everybody was still using Google Hangouts, and you just see
right. Yeah, that was an easy way to do it.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Clutch, what's going on, bro?
What up? Twins.
Mama.
You got yours on, Brian?
I have I wear I forget what these are called. Hold on.
You Wrangler?
Wrangler, dude. Yeah, I'm a Wrangler guy.
Dude, I'm Haynes Beefy. Haynes Beefy T. That's how I roll, dude.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell
Gotta be comfortable, bro.
Dude, yeah. Old man, I wear the thick stuff. I can't wear those thin ones. I got 2 shirts on right now.
Ethan says that Carhartt is good to hide the gut. They're all good to hide the gut, brother.
Nah,
yeah,
like
thick ones.
You still see my gut, bro. Like,
bro, Haynes BPT was Haynes BPT was alluding to something when they made the name for that brand. So.
Dude, every picture from fucking Huntsville I wanted to burn. I was like, this is just, I looked so fat in every single one of them. Like, this is terrible.
I feel like I look good when I leave the room, and then when I get out of there, man, it was the
what's up, brother?
And then when I got out of there, it was like some of those I was like, oh man. I was like, let's just say like when I'm in control of the pictures being taken, it feels like a little different or whatever you want to say. You know?
Yeah.
You appreciate the self-editing on those ones.
Like,
yeah, dude. It's it is what it is. Or like actually like it turned out to be a good picture, but when we left dinner and Mark's wife Melissa goes to take our picture, and we're all tall, dude, and she's the shortest one. By, you know what I mean? She's not like a naturally short, but everybody else is like 6'3" and up. You know what I mean? Drew's nearing 6 feet, whatever. We got right, you're all right. And then, but anyway, she takes the picture like on her, like down here of all of us, and I was like, oh. I was like, are we all gonna look like this? But it turned out that she was far enough back that it still looked good. But even I was just like, oh man, this is our one shot. And I'm not gonna be like, hey,
dude, I'm gonna be buried with that fucking picture, bro. Love you guys, man.
Fair enough, man.
There was a really good one of 3 of you guys, and you guys all look like you're. I think you're like, you look like you're angry.
Mugging?
Yeah, that's a really good picture, dude.
They're like creepy or anything,
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Got a mean mug, bro.
Speaking of Mark, he is heavy on the new comic book day list, and the Captain
Yep.
Planet book is out this week. We're hoping to have David Pepose on sometime during the show tonight, so that'll be cool. Released this week from Dynamite, so
Bro, I went to my LCS, dude. I scooped up all the Pecos that he had, all the Killing Joke. Even though I got mine coming in.
somebody was telling me the other day.
I don't even have any, dude. Let's trade for something.
Huh?
I don't even have any, dude. Let's trade. I don't have LTS, man.
Oh man, I got you, Blake.
Yeah.
You gotta say a word, man.
I gotta work on.
Yeah, I got
some
my
stuff.
order finally.
I have so much of other people's books. I'm about to send you mine.
But what you call it? The Pecos bill, dude. I ordered that shit back in December, man. That was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
All my spears are at home or on the way to CGC, or a couple late customer payments will be out tomorrow, and then it's like, wow, I can start to breathe a little bit. Except I got all the website orders for this. But thank you, Katie, for bagging and boarding a good amount last night, and to where I realized I ran out. So now I'm waiting on some. I got enough for the orders, but then I kind of go live and sell stuff. And I've been shipping so much stuff, and I can't. I'm sure Clutch feels not bad for me whatsoever. I knew he had stuff to do, and I wanted to get these grommets orders out the door. So you guys know, I drove all the way to his house, which is like 100 miles.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that was.
But it's also 100 like Los Angeles miles, so it's like
right
7 hours.
Yeah, there's 7 freeways. Right.
Well,
there's at least I got to go to a comic store on the way home, and then I did I hit, so there was Targets are next to the freeway, which are my preferred restrooms, and I'm old, I can't make hours long drives anymore without pit stops usually. So the with the Nordstrom Rack, I did let's just say some new shoes might have enticed my bag and border a little bit last night, which was very helpful. So a lot of those should be ready to go in a little faster order, since somebody spent the equivalent of like half of what would take me a day, which is like her favorite job, because there's not really thinking. Just don't bend the book.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like don't bend the book. Put the coded side forward, like, and you're pretty much good. Right?
Dude, I'm telling you though, dude. I for this Battle Beast project, dude, I ordered like the BCW pre-mades.
Yep.
Bro.
Yeah.
Time saver, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I just like mine. I like
you.
mine.
You have your own thing that you do, which is great, because you have your own style of your clear bags, which are awesome.
Yeah, I like how I roll with it, and my customers get used to it. I like how they look, and I'm kind of anal about that. So it helps. It makes the books pop. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with the BC. It's not like those bags suck or anything like that. Because I use those too, because I do have some pre-mades. But I will say, like, the so this isn't it. I don't have them at the office. I was actually doing the bagging at home, so I did make spear COAs. So everybody, if you got spears from me, I even bought enough that you're gonna get one with CGC. This is the one I printed on literally like a color printer, and put a tape to a backboard I cut. But sorry about that. And then so I'll do that, and I put them in my lights and close them with the big lag sticker. So anybody, because there were no cheap books. Let's put it that way. There wasn't a cheap book signed by Mark to be had anywhere. So everybody not maybe there was like maybe one under, like one was like 58 or something, and I already ran the auction or something. I don't know. Anyway, so everything should be out. You're gonna get cool stuff with it. Thank you for bearing with me. I am not used to processing all that and then still coming back and selling everything when I'm done and everything like that. So, but it's been a good month or so between WonderCon and Huntsville, Alabama. So we're now looking forward to Dallas. So
Yeah.
that should be fun. See if we get a Hood out there or not. But that's like I don't know the geography that much of Texas. It's so damn big. That's like people are like, hey man, are you going to the Comic-Con in San Francisco? I'm like, I do not live anywhere near there. Like that's like a 7-hour drive.
Yeah.
You know, that's like I love to, or people send me links from like deep in Northern California, like up in Redding, and they're like, hey, can you check out this collection?
Bro.
Well, that's 12 hours away, dude.
So like you bring up San Francisco. So me and my wife went there, and there was a comic shop, but you wouldn't think it was a comic shop. They had it was like a lounge, and they had some books on the wall, and they had a place where you could lay down and fucking read a book. And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Dude?
There's a lot of dope comic shops out there, man, that are doing some cool stuff. I seen one of the biggest or the comic shops that won a bunch of awards this year was that comic shop that has the coffee shop in it too, I think out in Florida. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, David Pepose joins us. David, how you doing, brother? Thank you for joining us.
Hi, glad to be on the show. Thank you guys so much for having me.
So before we start, let me make sure to ask this. Am I saying your name correctly, Pepose?
Yeah, you got it right on the first try.
Boom. All right. That's what I'm talking about. I hate messing up people's names, especially
it's rarer than you think.
Yeah. How you doing, brother? Doing okay, man?
I'm doing great. It's been a great day. We just launched our new Captain Planet series over at Dynamite this morning, and we've been getting stellar reviews, so I'm thrilled about that. And and we're gearing up for final order cutoff for Captain Planet issue 2 and our Space Ghost annual, both FOCing on Monday. So it's been a great day, and excited to kind of talk comics with you guys tonight. It's a great way to wind down an excellent day.
Yeah. So were you into Captain Planet when it was originally on?
Yeah, I anybody who knows any of my other work, whether it's Savage Avengers or Cable Love and Chrome or Punisher, knows that I am strictly 90s trash. I grew up in that era. Amazing Spider-Man 346 was like the first comic I ever read, and so like that places me pretty squarely in the Captain Planet vintage. And so I've actually pitched this book to probably every publisher in the industry at least once in my career. I've always appreciated the potential behind that character. I think a lot of people overlook Captain Planet. They say either its politics are unsubtle, or they say that it's a product of its time, debuting in the year 1990. And for me, I think I like modernizing these kind of nostalgia properties. I think seeing things like what Daniel Warren Johnson's doing over on Transformers, and Josh Williamson on G.I. Joe, and Declan Shalvey on Thundercats, and what we've been doing on Space Ghost, I think these properties have a lot of life in them. And I think they can be a medium not only to be modernized, but to show real artistic intent and perspective. And so I think the other thing is that Captain Planet's politics might be unsubtle, but I'd argue reality's gotten a lot less subtle in recent years. And so for me, it's all upside. I love Captain Planet for its diverse and multicultural cast, going from all around the world in a way that I don't think we've seen done that organically since Giant Size X-Men #1. And how timely it is, facing climate change and environmental disaster and the human greed that fuels it all. And then also just the pop culture has caught up with it. We've pitched this book as X-Men meets Avatar: The Last Airbender. And so we're able to kind of fit in lots of different, splice in lots of different strains of pop culture DNA into the mix. And that's something I always love doing on books. And so a book like Captain Planet, it's been my white whale for a long time.
Really?
I consider myself very fortunate and very grateful. And I'm very cognizant of the responsibility of being able to tell a story with a cast like this, particularly the year 2025. I think Captain Planet's a hero that's long been overlooked, but he's really a hero that meets today's moment. And so I'm very excited to read it.
I agree 100%. I think that one of the key parts of the channel Beyond Wednesdays is just talking about nostalgia and how
Yeah.
and not only important it is, but also, we call it the most dangerous drug in the world, because it'll make you spend some money on some crazy stuff out of nowhere. Immediately you see certain things, you'll think of your childhood. And for most people, that was a good time. And I remember this being on it was either every day before school or every day after school. And I had a brother that was 4 years younger. And so I would be forced to watch this because he would watch it. And it was in a different world where like you could put a cartoon on TV at a certain time period and just like, influence a ton of people to buy things in 30 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those shows that it was really ahead of its time. Like if you tried to do Captain Planet as a children's show today, it would be considered subversive. The fact that it's like 5 multicultural teens fighting corrupt billionaires and protecting the environment, like,
Yeah.
that doesn't fly in today's White House. And I think that's a reason why I wanted to revisit this so much. I think environmentalism often gets a bad rap because it's not like the sexiest of like political conversations, but I think it's something that's very immediate. I live in Los Angeles. We had our wildfires a few weeks back. I lived in New York during Hurricane Sandy. My parents live in Missouri. They were hit with like 15 tornadoes last month. Climate change it's a disaster movie that we're all extras in. And so for me, part of the challenge for a book like Captain Planet is to make sure that each of these characters, they all represent a different facet of the greater environmental conversation. And so putting that in perspective, it makes the themes much more personal and much more immediate and makes the stakes feel higher, because that's the thing is like, we're all in this together. And the kind of environmental disasters that we're facing, we're all extras in this movie and we're all dealing with it on the ground. And I think that's hopefully something that will get people more and more interested in the greater environmental conversation.
Yeah. So crime reporting, is that real? You a former crime reporter?
That was my first job out of college. I worked for a newspaper called the Berkshire Eagle in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Go Western Mass, rural Mass people. So it was a wild first job. But I think working at a newspaper really trained me for everything I needed to know in comics. It taught me not to be afraid of a blank page. It taught me not to be afraid of a deadline. It taught me to be kind of resourceful and think about where am I going to find my stories? Because ultimately the newspaper needs to get fed, and so you have to turn in something. And so you have to find something that's meaningful and something that's valuable to your readers. And it feels like another lifetime ago. And I guess in certain ways it was, but my career in comics was such a zigzag pattern. I worked at a newspaper. I did comics journalism and Newsarama for a long time. I worked in publicity at CBS. All these things don't seem to add up to a comics career, but then I use those kinds of skills every single day. And so,
hey, David, did you ever feel like your life was in danger when you were reporting?
Oh, I thought you were talking about comics, and I was like, all the time.
Don't be writing Captain Planet.
No, as far as this was rural Massachusetts.
Hey, bro. Hey.
What's up?
I said, you ever seen the town?
Yeah, well, I mean, the town's on the other side of the state. We're talking like, if we're talking the way left-hand side of Massachusetts, like as far as you can go before you hit the New York border, that's where I live. And so there was, I'm trying to remember which of the gangs. It was either, I think it was the Crips, it was sort of like their finishing school almost, like it wasn't like
the minor leagues,
the type of. Yeah, exactly. The farm team. It's not like what you would have in Albany or Northampton.
Okay.
The around the Holyoke area. This was sort of like, small town. And so I never felt like in danger or anything. And I mean, maybe it was because I didn't expect anybody was like reading the newspaper. But I think also just like working in crime reporting, it's not like it's not like Law and Order, you know, where like it seems like super sexy all the time. A lot of it is sitting in the courthouse, you know, just hearing like how, you know, people
You know
getting
what
framed.
that's become? That's become YouTube these days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The newspaper is kind of null and void, and you've got people just constantly watching crime, you know, court battles on
Yeah.
YouTube these
It's,
days.
you know, it's a lot of interfacing with the police. You know, every night, that was sort of my nightly ritual was I would call each of the police departments and just be like, hey, like anything happen? And sometimes, you know, it would be like, oh, somebody got like slashed across the cheek, you know, like in the middle of the night. Like it's one of those, like, I think the scale of it is probably much smaller than you might expect.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of one-on-one scuffles, it's burglary, you know,
Boring.
maybe.
The boring stuff.
Yeah.
You're not like Dexter or anything. Dexter in the world of
Yeah,
Dexter
we're
or
not bringing
something.
in like any serial killers.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I think the biggest thing is like, I think there was like some sort of I'm trying to remember if it was weapons or drugs, that there was like a bust on like a house that had like a bunch of, I think it
That's
was
every
drugs
day
and
here in Phoenix, man.
yeah.
The top, you know, one of the things that is crazy going on right now is everybody's talking about these Battle Beast comics. Have you been following that at all? You've been following that craziness?
I read the first issue and I loved it.
Yeah.
You know, I've really been getting back into Invincible because this is just, you know, digging into my personal life. You know, I walk on my treadmill and I'm like looking for something to watch as I'm walking my treadmill every day. And so I've been catching up on season 2 and 3 of Invincible. And I was like, you know, I love that book when it was coming out. Actually, back in my comics journalism days, I wrote what they called a mega review of the whole series when they wrapped it up. But seeing it in animated form, I really enjoy it. Like, and so seeing Battle Beast kind of like brings me back to all that in a way. And that first issue, it really hit the cocktail perfectly in terms of like, it's this larger than life crazy action of Battle Beast just wanting to find something big enough that can actually pose a challenge and actually kill him. But it's also like kind of funny and kind of over the top. And so yeah, you know, I finished reading that book and I remember thinking like, shine on, you crazy diamond.
Hell yeah, man. What type of stuff are you?
Really
What type of stuff did you like? Is your background of comics? What did you get into and really you know, fueled your origin into comics?
So I'm a third generation comics reader. My grandfather read comics. He used to read me Calvin and Hobbes when I was a kid. He passed that down to my mother, who then passed that down to me. And Amazing Spider-Man 346 was the very first comic I ever got of Spider-Man versus Venom, drawn by the amazing Eric Larson, fighting all through Manhattan, end up on the island together. And that made me a lifer. You know, I wound up reading issue Captain America, where he was fighting the Ice Worm that Steve Orlando just brought back in his Scarlet Witch book. There was an issue of Silver Surfer that I didn't really understand, but it was Adam Warlock and Drax fighting in the Soul Gem. And then an issue of the Incredible Hulk where Hulk pours toxic waste in the Abomination's face. That one kind of spooked me as a kid. And then they got me Infinity War. They got me the second issue of Infinity War, and I realized all these characters knew each other. And so suddenly, like, I'm a lifer in this. And so I kind of, like I said, I did a little bit of a zigzag pattern. I got my start as an intern at DC. I worked on books like Final Crisis and Batman R.I.P. and Green Lantern Secret Origin. It was also right when the recession hit of 2008. So there weren't like any jobs to be had.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I wound up becoming a newspaper reporter in rural Mass. But I also wound up moonlighting at Newsarama. An editor at DC at the time, Janelle Asselin, was a Newsarama alum.
Love
so
Newsarama.
She connected me with her. Yeah.
Old school.
That was the perfect boot camp. You know, like I learned so much, not necessarily about making comics, because there is a remove, I think, with comics journalism. It's a lot of speculation of what like you think might be the case, and what, 1+1 might equal 2, but then when you're in the inside, you realize it gets a little more counterintuitive.
Bro,
than
you
that.
can say that 3 more times, brother. I remember thinking that I knew everything about comics because I knew what some key first appearances were and yada yada, and then I got involved into like seeing what comics really is, and not just the world of what's written in the comics, but the industry and how
there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But the thing that was really helpful for me was it forced me to articulate, what do I like, and what don't I like, and I have to show my work. I can't just like turn my nose up at something, and I can't just like mindlessly fan out over something. I got to say why, and that really helped me develop my toolbox as a creator. It's funny, at the time I thought I wanted to be an editor, and now I realize, looking back, I don't have what it takes to be an editor. They all deserve Purple Hearts. It's all like the hardest parts of my job with none of the reward. But I thought if I wrote a comic, then maybe I could kind of show that I could work in one of these office creative jobs, whether I was working in editorial and comics, or I was working in publicity at CBS at the time, so maybe I could work in development or current programming on the TV side. I moved to Los Angeles. I had an ill-fated Hollywood assistant job that was the hardest job of my whole life. But I wrote my first book thinking maybe that can help me get my foot in the door. And it was a book called Spencer and Locke. And I remember the light bulb going off one day. I was getting just absolutely abused at this Hollywood assistant job. And we got a really positive review from IGN for Spencer and Locke. And I realized then, oh, maybe I could just do this. And so that kind of was the snowball that started my career. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to kind of write books pretty consistently since then.
So is that the very first published work of David Pepose?
My very first published work. I'm very proud of it. Warts and all, it's a very scrappy book. It's What If Calvin and Hobbes Grew Up in Sin City?
Yeah.
I
like that.
The book's
That's
out
dope.
of print now. If you want.
Did we lose him?
But
yeah,
I don't know if I cut out just where
no,
if
you're
everybody
good.
else did. But
I remember
that's my
that. I
first
remember
book,
hearing
and,
about this
if you
when
want
it
copies, I think I'm the only one who still has copies left. But it was a
No,
labor of love.
I think I have a few of those.
Yeah, I remember talking about this when it first came
Yeah.
out.
I mean, it's a good premise. Calvin and Hobbes grown up because pretty much everybody I know my age loved Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah.
I remember every road trip we ever had was just one of the thick ones. And I remember checking the bookstore every time we go to a bookstore. Sam Walton, whatever it is. Or wait, whatever it was.
Walden Books.
Well,
Walden Books, dude.
Yeah.
I haven't thought of Walden
Yeah.
Books in forever, bro.
Yeah, man. B. Dalton, whatever we had, man. So
Boy,
I remember
that's
looking at
a name I
those
haven't
and
heard in a
wondering
long
if
time.
they were new Calvin and Hobbes, because that's how you used to figure stuff out then. You just went and looked for it. So
I feel like that's
no,
that's like a bygone thing. Like I remember that's how I kept up with comics as a kid. Was my
Mhm.
dad would go to the gym and he'd drop me off at the nearby Barnes and Noble, and I'd be like, okay, I'm going to read Death and Return of Superman. I'm going to read Nightfall. I'm going to read Kingdom Come.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So the early days of the trade paperback game, and I think that kind of spawned. When I was like 12, 13, that like really sung to every shred of my edgelord spirit. I love Spawn, and I was the
For
perfect
sure.
age for it, especially then. But I still love it now. So yeah, pour one out for Walden Books, and visit your local Barnes and Noble if you still got one.
Talk a little bit about Captain Planet. How is this? What's going on here? Is this like a continuation of the story? Are we starting fresh? What
Brand
can
new
people
reboot.
expect?
The same way that we're doing for my Space Ghost run and my upcoming Speed Racer run. I like doing kind of brand new continuities because that way you don't have to have watched an episode of the original cartoon in order to appreciate the book. But I've watched all the episodes, so that way I can draw from different bits of mythology. So if you are a diehard fan, you'll find different things to appreciate. So
I think
for
that's
Captain
important,
Planet-
bro. We talk about that all the time about continuity, and even though you're starting fresh, the little callbacks makes those original fans be like, oh shit, they'll fall in love even quicker. I think that's something that's pretty important. If it's a nostalgia based thing, that's good that you know that original material and that you're
we want to show respect.
familiarizing.
We want to respect the original property and all the fans that kind of kept it alive to this point. But we get to have our cake and eat it too. And that, like, now we can say all you have to do is read issue 1 and you can follow the story. And that way, like, fans who might not know Captain Planet or might only know him through cultural osmosis, or people who watch the show but only half remember it, they can kind of see the cartoon mature and grow up alongside them. And I think Daniel Warren Johnson is a big influence, I think, in the way that I've approached these books. Because he kind of, I think he proved to everybody that these licensed books, like, they don't have to feel like a cash grab. They don't have to feel like somebody's slumming it. It can just feel like a really cool bit of artistic expression, and it's and something that you can get in on the ground floor with. So I that's sort of been kind of my guiding principles for books like Captain Planet and Space Ghost and Speed Racer, because I think my philosophy as a creator is I don't want to preach to the choir. I want converts. I want to be able to give this book to somebody who doesn't necessarily read comics, because my belief is that there's always room to build a bigger table. And I think Captain Planet is really, I think, the book that really speaks to that ethos to me, because of its sort of broad and inclusive cast. I really jumped at the chance of being able to write a book like this where so many different people can feel seen.
Yeah.
And seeing the responses to it, I think people to get that. And a book like that, ultimately, even the environmentalism aside, I think it's a book that hopefully encourages people to build empathy. To say that no matter what walk of life you come from, we have more in common than we are different, and that we're always stronger together than we are apart.
Talk about working at
I hope people see that.
Yeah. Talk about working at Dynamite. And you're also working on the Space Ghost series, which is another great series. We got a really good Dynamite, or a really good Space Ghost Mark Spears book coming out here soon. That's going to be an amazing cover. But tell a little about working over there.
They've been great. I've known Nick Barucci for a long time, probably about 15 years now, back to my earliest comics journalism days. And so Nick has always been very supportive of my career, especially when I made the jump from journalism to becoming a creator in my own right. And I think it was after I did a Moon Knight miniseries called Moon Knight City of the Dead, and then I did a Punisher miniseries kind of back to back. And I think those books kind of built me enough critical mass that Dynamite thought, okay, like, we're doing this new Warner Brothers initiative, let's hit up David. And I've worked with Joe Rybant as my editor over there. Great guy. He gives me a lot of latitude to really kind of like follow my instincts. And Warner Brothers has also been an amazing licensor in letting me do that as well. I like that Dynamite really does support books, and gives me the wherewithal to also kind of advocate for the books. Sometimes that's a little harder in a bigger place, like a place like Marvel, for example. They've got so many different books and so many moving parts and so many people that they've got to get approvals from, that like sometimes your book can kind of fall through the cracks, or it can be a little more challenging in order to promote it. But Dynamite has really put like their full weight behind these books, and it really means a lot to me as a creator. And also to be able to work with such a world-class talent that people maybe don't know about, that aren't necessarily household names. Jonathan Lau on Space Ghost. I'm so thrilled that people are starting to learn his name, because I've been a fan since his work on Green Hornet. He's got this amazing, like, dramatic, shadowy, brooding style, but also like he does the blockbuster action and the amazing heartfelt beats. He's the full package, and he draws like a damn Terminator. It's all I can do to stay ahead of him. I owe him a script like right now. Or working with Amon Casalos, who his work, it feels like Gary Frank meets Steve Dillon, with like little bits of Doug Mahnke kind of thrown in there for good measure. That's a guy who I wasn't even familiar with when I started working with him on Captain Planet. And like, I think he came out of the gate swinging. He's a really talented artist. And so, I grew up with Marvel and DC. I do books of Marvel, wrapping up my cable miniseries in a couple of weeks. But there is something that's always really nice about going off the beaten path, and Dynamite has been a really wonderful home, and those are my books. So it's been really great to work there.
Oh yeah, brother. Well, listen, I'd love to have you on, another time to talk about some of those other books, and we're really looking forward to seeing what Captain Planet, can be, and we love Nikki over here, so we appreciate
He's
you
great.
jumping on with us tonight, and we're gonna keep our eye on it, and we plan on having you back, as soon as possible, man. So,
Absolutely.
oh yeah.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and for everyone watching. Final order cutoff for Captain Planet issue 2 and our Space Ghost annual is this Monday, May 12th. Captain Planet 2 has the Planeteers converge on New York for the first time. Sparks will fly. Their first meeting will not go as smoothly as they might plan. And meanwhile, our Space Ghost annual is sort of the capstone of our first year of stories. It shows RoboCorps, the fruits of RoboCorps schemes as Space Ghost has to tackle a brainwashed Council of Doom. It'll also set the seeds with some pretty cool cliffhangers that will sort of launch us into Space Ghost Season 2, which kicks off, I believe, in July.
Awesome. Thank you, David. We appreciate you jumping on with us tonight. We're definitely going to
Thank you
be
so much
keeping an eye on it.
No, see
Please
that,
do.
that's what we need, Brian. Like, we need writers that know the work.
Yep.
I mean, know the history of
Right.
books and can jump in. It sounds like, David, you could jump in on any title you want. You've got a pretty good understanding of the characters, and
You'd be surprised how much homework you have to do for these things.
no, but
It
always
helps having
worth it.
Barnes and Noble as a babysitter, right?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hell
of course.
yeah.
But I hope everything works out for you, man, and
Thank you.
it's going to be interesting to watch how this goes. So,
Well, thank you, fellas, for having me, and enjoy the rest of your show. Enjoy the rest of your night, and thanks again for having me.
Hey, we'll be
Thanks,
bugging
Dave.
you to come on in no time, brother. So we'll talk to you soon.
Anytime. Have a
All
good
right.
one. Good night.
Later,
Thanks.
David. Yeah, man, Captain Planet back in the
man.
zeitgeist, right? It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
I think Captain Planet. I think the TV show was right as I was.
It
in
was
like sort of like leaving the cartoon area.
yeah,
Like
totally.
I'm fully aware that it was on and stuff, but this is probably when I'm like 13 or 14, and like I'm like, after school, your latchkey kids, your friends could come over and like you're like looking for porn or playing catch, like
100%.
hey, yeah, you know what blew me away? So, like 2 weeks ago when we were in Alabama, like I'm sitting there with Mark, and this guy, he's got his Spears books, but he's got a Green Arrow book, and I don't know if John was right by me, but I go, this book? It was Mike Grell right after he had released the Longbow Hunters,
Yep.
right, in the prestige format. I go, this book? It was, the ongoing that they started the #1. And he goes, yeah, I picked it. I go, bro. I opened up his book and I opened this. He goes, yeah. I go, bro. This is when they went from newsprint to the glossy paper, and like it still blew my mind. It takes me back outside. Like, dude, you got to read this. Look at this. And he was like, oh shit, I had no idea. I go, bro. I go, this is what made it the eye appeal of the books easier to read. Because the newsprint sometimes is faded and you really can't really see the art. Bro, when they switched over to that glossy, or it was a Mondo paper,
I was just
it's
going through
changed
books.
everything, man.
I was just going through books yesterday, and I came across all those old Mike Grell Green Arrow books.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I love that shit. Green Arrow was a great. The Mike Grell stuff was really good. I remember
he was
reading
in Alabama somewhere.
Yeah,
I
it was
didn't see
his
him
first
doing
con
that.
back in
He
a
was
long
late
time.
edition.
Yeah. And then I remember even the Kevin Smith run, Quiver, I think it was called, that Quiver storyline. Yeah,
Quiver was
Oh, yeah.
awesome, bro. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember there was that really crazy issue where, was it a new Speedy she got HIV or something, and I came across both of those two books. Yeah, that was a Baxter Stockman, Baxter paper. Yeah.
That was the first time they had a character in comic books get the AIDS virus.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. That's
Crazy
very similar
cool
to like
cover.
when Neil Adams did the drug issues and stuff like that. you know?
Yeah, it was.
Which one got the apes? Is that the New Guardians, or you kept them?
Speedy. It was a female Speedy, I think they called her. Let me look
from
it
Green
up.
Arrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was like
Yeah,
a sidekick.
Because like New Guardians 1 and 2 or 2 and 3 were the controversial. Because number 2 was Snowflame, like when there's just cocaine all over the cover and they're fighting it, the jungle of Brazil. And then number 1 or 2, I think it was an AIDS issue also. But I don't know if it like, I'm not saying it was first or anything like that, but I remember it being for the 80s pretty controversial.
Yeah. That issue right there.
Yeah.
Look at that cover. That's just a great cover. Judd Winnick. I remember Judd Winnick, Phil Hester. That was Phil Hester's a great Green Arrow artist.
She looks sad.
Didn't Shadowhawk have HIV or AIDS or whatever too?
That's a great question.
Yeah, dude, he was out breaking backs because he had some sort of thing, huh?
What was that? That's a great question. Which was first? But I remember this was important because Judd Winnick was on the first Real World or the second Real World. Second, the one in San Francisco.
First one.
Yeah.
First one. Okay.
Yeah.
And remember that Pedro guy? There was a big deal because he got.
Oh, Pedro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was a big deal.
Because Buck put his finger in my peanut butter.
You have to respect me and respect my personality.
I think everybody fucking watched the Real World. Bro.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yes.
Dude, that was must-see TV back then, bro. Like that, it was real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I watched
it. Was
it.
Big breaking news when Pedro finally kicked it.
I remember watching it, so I caught it. The first time I ever saw the Real World was remember they like right before the season finale, they would spend the whole day replaying the whole entire series.
Yeah.
And so I caught that day, but I had just caught it at the first episode. So I sat there and watched like 8 episodes in a row, and they did the finale that night. And I didn't walk away from that TV that whole fucking day, man. It was crazy.
Bro,
dude.
if they had confessionals during our podcast, man, I'm really tired of fucking Red Hood, man. He's fucking got a big mouth.
Oh man, that's funny. Man. That's good shit. All right, everybody has been talking about the Battle Beast stuff today. I mean, we've been hearing about it left and right. We first started talking about it the other day because I remember, Leg, you put in an order on an eBay seller that was selling like 100 of them for super cheap, right?
Yeah, 200. So I put in for 200 and I messaged him today. I was like, hey, if you got these, I'll give you another $50 to ship it first. And he messaged me because some of it, his feedback was not stellar at all. Yeah. And a lot of it was slow shipping and stuff, which I honestly didn't pay attention to. I just saw that he had enough feedback that like I could, if you're like in the thousands then or something like that, then I normally not gonna look too deep into certain things if it's just like a pre-order. And so the dude anyway, so he was like, nope, he's like, I didn't get it, I'll be shipping them as soon as we get them. And Sean, you had said, so you think it's the East Coast that got them?
Yeah, so it's, I mean, if a lot of the Facebook groups and YouTube or Instagram groups are like chatting, like, so there somebody had on Whatnot was already had them and they were cracking them and selling them. They were going for $50 a pop on Whatnot.
Wow. I don't think, honestly, dude,
it's crazy.
I don't think that's going to be normal.
No, I think that's.
I think there's going to be so many damn streams to choose from,
dude.
When we all paid like $2 each,
I tell you what's going to happen.
We looked at them like you can't lose, dude. You can open them all and win.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what's going to happen. There's going to be some fucking monsters pulled on some of these shows, and you guys know what happens after that, bro. You
Well,
already
these
know.
ones are different because like these are just the. I mean, actually, you guys, Brains and the James in the chat mentioned that he ripped 25 tonight. I saw he had posted. I think you had, on a Discord, someone was floating around your a screen grab of your comment on a Discord of like your breakdown, and
did you put it on your IG, James? Let's take a look.
Okay. No, he hadn't. I think he had.
Look at that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, also, James, where are you located? Because I think that's a funny thing we were talking about too. Because like I'm here on the West Coast, and like my order from Lunar hasn't even shipped yet, and then like there are stores who already got them in their orders today and already
are opening them online.
Crazy.
So we can't ship until
Virginia.
Next week, so he's
Virginia.
so he's
you're super close.
11 of 25 were the
go.
3 special books. 1 in 10s, 1 in 25s, 1 in 50 ratios, plus
It's
A and
just
B blanks. Not bad.
bad business to have half the country's books out first, man. That's just bad
it's
business.
real. That's real rough, dude. It's like, especially with something like this, and this is where it gets tricky. Like, these are special because they are like these blind bags, and there's like special goodies in there, and like, like I assume, having worked for Skybound for so long, I know that they are pissed that this is happening. So I'm so glad I'm not on any of those emails going around right now about like these things getting out so early and shit. Because it's a week before release date is like pretty bad.
That's
and Robert's
early,
pretty like
dude.
on point about keeping his he wants to keep the secret.
Yeah, but what are the consequences of breaking the street date?
Dude,
Like-
God, I got a store suspended from Diamond.
Well, for Walking Dead back in the day, or Invincible, or any of those super.
It was like some Walking Dead thing, and I was like, I think we got him like suspended for selling stuff, and they were like a newer seller, so it wasn't like we're not crushing a store or whatever. But it's you gotta there has to be consequences for that.
Should be at least a phone call.
Continue to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see him.
A lot of issues with Charlie's shop in the UK because they would get his comps and they would just like put them online, and they sold his comps of what was it? Was it the Here's Negan, the book that was in the Image box set for the 25th anniversary of Image. There was a book in there, and they released it early, and I remember having to they called me because they were so terrified at how mad I was. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's a big deal, man.
I think that was at like San Diego, or it was at a convention. I remember them calling me, and they're like, "We had no idea." I'm like, "You guys freaking knew. You guys always know. You guys get all the Charlie's comps, and you guys sell them early. It's
dude.
Don't feign stupidity.
We know, like the seller we watched pulling them today is like, oh no, just so you know, these can't ship until next week. But it's like, dude, you already got the books. Also, man, if you just paid $48 for the regular David Finch, I think that's the normal cover. You're gonna see all the cancellations by next week, dude.
Yeah, that's a tough thing too. Because like
for 16, that's just wrong, dude.
Yeah, I mean the cover price on those packs is $4. It's like kind of crazy. I mean, it's awesome that there is the cool the secret books. I will not say them just because out of respect for Skybound and those guys, but like it's out there. It's they've shown them. And those books are awesome.
Those are a great buy, and we've talked about this because especially if you're a person that's doing live stream sales, those are always nice to have on hand, just because people will take a chance at pulling something. So
it's also good. Like I like to have them as a toss-in too.
Amen.
Like, hey, man, here's like,
oh yeah, that's cool.
Surprise or something.
That's one of your points. I think when we were talking, I don't remember if it was on the show or not, that you thought it'd be an evergreen product.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like at the price point it's at, like you can't lose, dude. 2 years from now, you're like, hey, who wants me to rip a blind bag?
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing. I think talking about it too, and
it's
James.
Fun.
James is right. Like saying, like he's like those 3 books aren't special. I think they are special. I think the ratio, you may have just gotten a good pull. I heard what the ratio is with those, and it's way less than what you got. So, good on you for great pulls, but it's supposed to be way lower than that. So, I think I assume there's probably going to be a store who gets them, and they're going to have probably like 90% are just going to be the A and B covers, because the hard part about like, you think like they went into production on these blind bags so freaking early, right? Like, because of just how much it takes to get done. And we've seen, having done it myself at Skybound with the Walking Dead stuff, it's like, dude, it's a whole process. And comic printers aren't set up like sports card printers, right? Like, figuring out collation and all that stuff, that's not a thing that they're accustomed to. So I think it makes it really tough to, are you okay, bud? Sorry, my dog is over here barfing in the other room.
Oh no.
But I think like doing having stuff like, hey, I want to make sure I get the right mix that goes out to each seller and stuff. And it's something that I am in the process of working on right now for the stuff for eBay next week. So
Well, let's talk about that, because it was kind of interesting, bro. I don't know if you saw this, but this came across my searches today. This is comiccon.com. Skybound and eBay team up for Invincible Universe Battle Beast comic trading packs. Skybound Images Invincible Universe Battle Beast #1 has already had 400,000 copies ordered, and will even that be enough to stop it from selling out, though? And now comes even more news. Skybound and eBay are teaming up for a special release of Invincible Universe Battle Beast #1 comic trading packs. And look at this.
Damn.
Damn.
Look at that, Pete Carroll.
Look at that, dude.
God damn, that's badass, dude.
Do you have any you can hold, or are they all packed up, Sean?
You mean?
Oh my god.
This one?
Look how good they look, dude.
So this is the
it's so good with
trade
the blue.
Dress.
It's so good with the blue, man.
It was supposed to be it was supposed to be both virgins, because we're trying to do that with Pete's stuff, but a happy little accident happened, and so the trade dress, and then we've got the silver foil.
Oh my god.
For the virgin.
Pete Carroll, hell yeah.
So is this Pete's very first comic cover that he's drawn?
Yes, I think this is the first one. I know that he'd mentioned he had been like someone had inquired about doing a cover before, but I don't know if he ended up doing it or not. So I think this could be his first published work. Weirdly enough, Exquisite Corpses comes out next week, and I've got a cover with him for Exquisite Corpses too.
Yeah,
I can't wait
So
to
they
get
both
my
come
book.
out on the same day, which is kind of funny.
Dude, that's awesome. But this is the one he did first. He actually drew it first.
Yes.
Yeah. Damn, bro.
That's
that looks so
good, man.
He's gonna blow up.
Yeah.
He's gonna blow up.
We got a couple other things in the works with Pete too, so pretty excited. So we'll have some for San Diego as well. We're doing issue #2 of Exquisite Corpses with Pete, and probably issue 3 and maybe more. So we'll see.
Oh, you got an issue 2 of Exquisite Corpses?
Yeah, we may end up doing the whole run.
Okay.
So,
yeah, the first issue. I told my buddy who owns the LC, dude, order like 3 or 4 of them, dude. So I made him order.
Look how cool the
awesome.
packs look.
Those blind bags are going to be short print too, actually. So keep an eye. If you can get the C cover, which is the one that comes with the card for the game, like, grab those.
Yeah, the trading card game. I don't think people know about that. So Exquisite Corpses has a special polybagged version that comes with an Exquisite Corpses TCG, right? Trading card game.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a trade card, but it's a card game that they're making, and then each issue is going to have the C cover is going to be a polybag version with a card, and that card art is exclusive to the book, and so they're not going to, when they release the game, it's not going to have the art in those decks. So the only way to get that art will be on these. And I think Michael Walsh mentioned that too, that there might be some extra there might be like I would assume like a foil version or something like that in there too, which could be cool.
Yeah. James says he's gonna rip those later tonight, at least until I get the variant card. So there's variant cards too. Wow.
Yeah. James, definitely hit me up. I'd love to kind of see. Hit me up on IG. I'd love to kind of hear. I want to see what they look like because I ordered a pretty good amount. I should have ordered more, but I'm good.
Okay, so this is amazing. I don't think people know about this really yet. Talk about what's going on with these and explain this.
Yeah, this is cool, man. Battle Beast has been in the works with Skybound for a while, and we ended up I knew about it pretty early, and so I kind of had this. I knew they were going to do these blind bags, and so I pitched this idea to Robert and Arun and Sean over at Skybound. I was like, "Hey guys, like, what if we did something with eBay, did a comic pack thing? Because we've been in that world for a while. Whatnot did them. I know Top Shelf has done some. Bryce has done some. People have done them. I think we've talked about on the show. Like this is the thing that makes sense. It's definitely the way that things are going to go, and so." Kind of pitched them the idea of like what this could look like, and so we ended up I was like, I want to do something with Battle Beast. I want to find an artist to do it. I actually originally reached out to Mark Spears, and Mark, there was like a 3-day window where he's like, I can do this cover, dude. And I'm like, sweet, that's awesome. And then like he hit me up. That was like on a Friday, and then on Monday he's like, hey man, my editor's at Keen Spot said I got no time in the schedule. I'm like, all right, cool, man.
I think he was probably doing the free comic book day one at that time, right?
Probably, yeah. It was like right before Christmas.
Story, yeah.
So, and the funny thing is, too, like Pete had done this, like we had this done before Christmas time.
Yeah.
So we've been sitting on this art for like 5 months now, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So we've got these packs, and so this is what the pack will look like.
Hold on, 1 second.
And so different than the and this is like a sample pack. This doesn't actually have the books in there, but it has books in there, but not the books. But different than the whatnot stuff. This is like the books are all going to be bagged and boarded. And I did that specifically, not just because of like the damages and stuff that come in from the other stuff, but because some of the hits in these packs, I wanted to make sure they were protected. And so there's 1,000 packs total. They're getting split up between 30 different eBay live sellers. And so next week on Wednesday, so I won't be on the show. I'm going to be hosting the debut break stream with these on eBay live. I'm going to have a batch, and then starting Thursday throughout the weekend, other sellers are going to be doing a bunch of shows, push notifications. People are going to know about it. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this thing comes together.
Oh, you already know, man. Those books are gonna just fucking fly, dude.
I hope so. And
Yeah,
if you're cool with it, I want to show a couple. I'm not going to show them all, but this is because I haven't put them in there yet. So this stack here, guys, these are hits. These are not the only hits. These are 25 sketch covers.
Oh my god.
And these are all on Invincible blanks, including the rare
Just pull one from the middle.
one for the middle. How about this one?
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
Is that
Maria
Maria?
Wolf?
Oh my god.
Yeah, so we got a Maria Wolf.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh,
She did that.
I found my pack.
Let's see.
Never mind. I'm not selling these, dude.
How about
No shit, dude.
this is Giuseppe Camiculi.
Oh
It's hard to the light's catching it really tough right now too.
no, you can see it. That's a fucking banger.
This is a banger right here. This is Alessandro Viti.
Oh my god.
And this one you get a kick out of it. It's a wraparound with the clear. I put a clear backing board on there. So thanks, Hell Destroyer.
Wow.
What's another good one? This one. This one is one of my favorites. We got a Chrissy Zillow.
Yeah.
Dude, that is great. That is great.
That one's
Wow.
super fun. My buddy Jamie Sullivan did one.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, Jamie.
Jamie
That's
did this
awesome.
one, yeah. That one's tight. I got a like Doug Monkey. There's so many of them. It's freaking crazy. But let me show you. I'll show you this one. This one's Drew's already asked about this one.
Oh wow.
Dude, that's Rose, right?
These are all
then-
101s. Yes, Justin.
These are all 101 sketch covers, and then fucking Otley.
Oh man, that is fucking amazing.
You dude, can you imagine pulling that?
Yeah. So yeah, there's a grip, dude. 25 sketch covers.
Man.
There might be 26. I've got one that's supposed to have been put in the mail, but I don't know if it's going to show up yet.
The cool thing about it is you have all these artists participating in this Battle Beast thing here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I shouldn't say thing. It's this Battle Beast property. You know, this is going to be huge, man.
Well, what are some
Yeah,
of the other
look,
hits other than the 101s?
That's a 1 in 40 chance. That's not that bad, dude.
No.
It's not that bad at all. Yeah, hold on.
No, I mean honestly,
like
1 in 40 for a chance at like, dude, that's like Rose Best charges $2,000 for that. That's why you guys, some of these, you guys should pay attention. Like, I know, yeah, we sell shit on eBay Live, obviously, but if you see the artist shows, if you get like Rose Besh or Sajad Shah,
yeah,
and you have them drawing like anything at all, it goes for a quarter of the, especially Rose, maybe
Yeah.
not. It's like it goes for like a quarter of what her commission price is. It might not be exactly what you want, dude, but it's worth the freaking money. And to spend $90 to CGC, who cares?
So like, got some really fun stuff. Like, I actually Webby Webster's Vault helped me out. He hooked me up with something. So I got like, here's like a cool issue of the Pact.
Oh,
with,
sick.
Oh, yeah.
You know, signed by Ryan on there, which is kind of fun. This Wolfman.
Oh yeah. See, a lot lot of people don't like aren't picking up the Wolfman. That's
So
probably
so
the next
you're
thing.
throwing in original Invincible keys and books.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Signed.
in the packs.
Some of the Ryan Otley, like he did this at Battle Beast reprint a bunch of years ago.
Yeah, that's a ghost, dude.
Yeah,
A bunch of those. And then there's, you know, I dug into the vault, you know, into AKA like the Big Clutch warehouse, and found Invincible 100 Chromium signed by Robert
Oh my
and Ryan.
gosh. Oh my god.
There's actually there's a couple of those, which is kind of fun.
Those are,
And
I mean,
then-
those are low print runs to begin with, man.
And then I found a couple of these. So this is the Invincible
Oh,
one.
The red
yeah.
stuff. Oh,
Red foil,
signed.
but it's hard to tell, but
By
it's
Rob
double
up there.
signed by Ryan and Corey Walker.
Oh, that's Ryan.
And Corey Walker's signatures are like, those are non-existent.
I've never seen one.
And then okay, because I'm psychotic, you know, and I'm just like, I want these things to be nuts, and I want people, when you do get it, and if you do bid on these and you find stuff, I want you to be stoked. So there's an issue 19 first print signed by Ryan,
Wow.
right? Invincible Returns.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Come on, dude.
The
What are you
Larson
doing?
Otley signed by
That's a
Ryan.
$500 book.
Oh yeah. There you
Invincible
go.
Returns.
There you go.
$3,000 9.8.
Yeah, there you
Signed
go.
by
Right there.
Signed by Ryan.
Fucking fire.
And then you're also gonna have a chance to get one of these.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my fucking lord.
Are you kidding me, dude?
No,
You're gonna put a fucking number one in one of those. Oh my god.
Yeah,
dude.
it's first print number 1.
I'm
So
not selling my packs, dude. What in the living hell?
What do you think?
so-
What do you think the packs are gonna go for? Just
I don't know, dude. It's crazy. Because the weird thing is, like, you know, like
That's
these
just
ones are going to
selling
be
them.
like, I want these to be like nuts, and so, you know, it's trying to, like, you know, balance things out and making them, you know, I'm trying to make all the packs good, you know.
can,
or
can
not
you
good, but
imagine someone buys a pack? Okay,
50
let's say it goes for 100,
yeah,
and then the seller, whoever it is, you want me to open it, and the guy says, "Fuck it, open it,"
yeah.
and he pulls that Invincible number 1, bro.
Well, the fun thing about that too is, like, it's not like there's just one hit, right? like that's the thing is like, you know, when you open, like, dude, you think about like when you're cracking open, like, you know, you're open tops and there's like only that one Paul Skeens card, right? And it's like the 101 gets pulled on day one. You're just like, oh crap, I'm not going to open any more product because there's no purpose, right? Like, and you've seen them, like you see them do like, hey, there's multiple hits. You want the good stuff, and so, you know, I'm making a bunch of good stuff. So,
are you gonna make a God pack?
Oh my God, David, that's crazy.
I mean, they already are. Like anything that you just showed is a God.
Wait, yeah. So I should do like Invincible #1, and then put in a one of the sketch covers. Well, it actually doesn't work because of the way the packs are built. So the packs are built 3 ways, right? So there's 3 books in the pack. So one is going to be either the trade dress or the foil of the Pete book, right? So you get one of those.
You get one Pete book, and you have a chance of getting 2 different variants.
Yeah, you get one Pete book. The second book in the pack is one of the blind bag books. And so I was able to, Skybound helped me out. We got a ton of, I got 1,000 blind bag books, but not bagged. So they were all pulled straight from the printer. So, in the same ratio as they were in the blind bags. And so the blind bags are really cool. Like they, you know, the 1 in 1,000 book, there's not going to be like 500 of those. It's actually, the ratio is in 1 in every 1,000 packs is going to be the 1 in 1,000. So I actually have 2 because I'm using one of the ones that I got from my order. There's going to be 2 1 in 1,000 in the packs. Some of the 1 in 100s, you know, other stuff. And so you're going to have one of the Battle Beast blind bag books in there. So it could be the A cover, the B cover, the C cover, whatever, but it also could be any of the 3 bonus books or whatever. Any of those ratios are in there. And then the third book is going to be the Invincible Universe book, which is one of the sketch covers, or one of these signed books, maybe, or a ton of other stuff. So it could be an issue, like issue, you know, 98, you know, just a random issue of Invincible, or it could be, you know, issue 19 first printer. It could be, you know, 61s in there. There's a couple 61s. There's a couple 100s. There's a lot of stuff.
This is gonna be nuts.
JC comic stuff. He goes, these make the other beast packs look like dog shit.
So there could be a God pack. There could be a foil Pete, like a 1 in 1,000 of the blind, and then a sketch or an Invincible 1. That could be the God pack. You know,
right?
Okay, yeah. I'll make there will be one God pack somewhere. Yeah. I'll make that happen. We'll do a foil, we'll do a 1 in 1,000, and then we'll do a sketch cover in there.
Oh my God, bro, that's gonna be nuts.
We'll do something.
Okay,
yeah, Justin.
So
they're bagged and boarded.
So do you have?
And all the books are bagged and boarded, which is like, for me, was like such an important part, because, you know, the sketch covers, you know, like, check this one out, by the way. This might be one of my favorites, dude. This is Art Baltazar.
There you go.
That's beautiful, dude.
So if you guys are familiar with Art stuff,
yeah, sweet.
That's amazing.
So Art killed it. It's so good. But yeah, all the books are bagged and boarded. There's I got a shout out to Drew. He hooked me up with this printer, but we've got 1 of 1 there's COAs on all the signed books and on the sketch covers. And the sketch ones actually say, like, you've got congratulations, you won a 1 of 1 sketch cover from, you know, Ryan Otley or Ryan Stegman or, you know, Ben Temple-Smith or whomever.
Here's the show, you guys. I'm gonna drop the link for the event in the chat, and then you guys can just go. If you have an eBay account, you can just go and follow the event. It's gonna be next week. It's gonna be basically
during the show.
During the show, so we'll watch it during the show as well. Dude. And but you guys definitely want to follow this. This is going to be crazy. This is where they become available.
I think I might have to jump in on this.
Yeah, dude. And the cool thing is too, is like, you know, there are 30 different sellers that were going to have packs. There are some sellers that are going to have, you know, a grip, you know, because the way eBay did this internal contest to, you know, with their sellers. But then there's a bunch of sellers that are going to have like 10 packs. And so, like, you know, he'll have 10 packs for his show that he can do, you know, and the hope is that, you know, I understand like wanting to open them and keep them for yourself, but the hope is like people are going to use them on the show to kind of like
rip,
build, and do a fun break with. So it should be pretty rad.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah,
this is gonna be a big deal.
I hope so, man. I it's a lot of work and a lot of coordination, and like honestly, like shout out to everybody at Skybound for helping put this together. Arun, Blake, Sean, Robert. Like Robert was really open to this early on, and he was a big supporter of the idea of just like, hey, let's just give it a shot. So
this is a huge game changer, man.
Like, I hope so. It's also tough too. Yeah, they're going to be. Yeah, boy, they're going to be. I'm starting mine at dollar auctions, so they're going to start at $1. So it's going to be interesting, like, because who knows how these things are going to go, and maybe the first one is a dud, and people are like, oh, these suck, I'm not going to bid anymore. But people might bid up. The Trinity, when they were selling their packs on Whatnot today, of just the regular blind bags, they were selling on eBay or Whatnot for like $50, which is. It's ridiculous for those books to be that high, and I think it's probably because people don't really know what those are. But these ones, I want to make sure these are you know
how this shit goes, right? Famous words of Mel V. He goes, "We're gonna let the streets decide."
Yeah,
and that's usually the way it goes, man.
Yeah.
That's cool, bro.
So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one, and I know like there's a lot of cool stuff. That image, it's so crazy that little mock-up of that foil looks so terrible compared to like what the
I know, dude.
Looks like.
Oh, yeah,
I know.
I love the way the trade dress looks,
printed,
man.
dude. Like this printed, like this is amazing.
Oh wow.
I was like nervous about it because of how like the foils and the white color prints and stuff, but like this looks so good.
Yeah,
bro,
it does.
I feel like you know what we were doing with Mark Spears and picking the different colors and shit like that. Now every time I see like a foil book, I'm like, man, pink would look good on that. Pink and white. And
that's why the blue on the trade dress looks so good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, the blue trade dress is awesome. And
blue
shout out to Blake.
Right?
I think I gave Blake a heart attack when I told him it was wrong, but the blue looks awesome. It's a great like complementary color to the color of the him and stuff. So it's pretty sick. And then also, yeah, dude, and shout out to my dude Tim Daniel from Second Rocket Comics. He like helped design the pack and stuff, and so
God, that looks so good. That looks like it could be in retail shops right now, man.
Yeah, these are pretty tight, and I'm actually really excited to see the Skybound packs because those look like they're foil too, and could be really tight. So I'm this whole project is rad. Like this is we talk about all the time. Like this is something exciting in comics, and it's like I don't know, man. I get jazzed,
Well, yeah, you've got to have outliers like this, man. Like. This is what it creates a buzz at the end of the day, man. Like it's all about having fun,
Yeah.
And like I wish I could win the Invincible one, but somebody's gonna get it and they're gonna be fucking happy. I guarantee it.
It's funny because that book, that's one I've had for a bunch of years in the collection, and somebody was like a guy who like I see at shows was like, hey man, I want to. He's like, he asked me to buy it last year at WonderCon, and like we didn't buy it. And then he hit me up like literally 3 days ago. He's like, hey man, do you sell that book? And I was like, sorry, dude, it's going on these packs now. And he's like, what? Wow. So yeah, you missed out.
That's nuts, dude. That's so crazy. It's gonna be an event by itself, and then for the next 4 or 5 days, I imagine you'll be seeing them on eBay Live. So,
yeah, dude.
So you're gonna it's gonna be a Battle Beast next couple Battle Beast weeks. You're gonna see all the Battle Beast packs on everything, the regular ones. And by the way, there was a question in the chat if the regular ones are see-through. They're not. They're because you don't want people searching them, right? So
I think the other bags might be foil, or if not, they're definitely opaque. Like I saw the ones on the Trinity stream, and they were pretty. You couldn't tell.
Yeah, dude, that's dope.
Yeah,
and it's
dude, open that pack right now, Clutch.
You know what it is? You know what it does? Hey, Hood, you were talking about this backstage at the beginning of the show. You were saying that there's excitement, coming back into comics, whether it's
hell yeah.
the new artists,
mean,
the new series, Mark Spears Monsters, the Battle Beast packs, there's excitement back in comics, which is amazing,
Like,
shout out to
when
Billy
you think about it,
in
a
the
lot
chat.
of things have already been kind of already written about. Like, there's only so many Batman stories you can tell, and just like if writers aren't going to write right now, fucking do something different. And this is different. Like, it feels like opening up a pack of cards, man. Like, we did the stream with Mark Spears a couple of weeks ago where we busted open a box, and
That was
that
crazy,
was
dude.
fun as shit.
Yeah,
man,
hell yeah. You know what I was doing the other day, bro? I put this out on. I was going through old Flipside videos, right? I was like, I want to go look at some old Flipside videos. So I'm looking through old Flipside videos, and I see this. Let me show you guys.
Is it me cussing?
No. It's let me go view your channel. Close that. Post. So I put this in, and talking about excitement, that's what we're talking about.
Is that Vinny?
Yep.
Oh my god. I would have burned this.
We're doing it kind of late, but
all right, here we go.
Hello. All right, I'm gonna save our hit. All right, we got
Gotta
hit
be one of the
coming up.
greatest
By the way,
hits of all time, dude.
Vinny bought this pack for, I think it was $12 or $16. Okay.
God damn it, man.
These are more paper. Greg Deichmann first, Bowman, Jose Trevino, Johan Mises, Jamani Jones. This is back to the paper. You've got him in Croman paper. All right, here we go. Now to our hit.
Oh god. Oh my
All right,
god.
it's Billy. No. Oh wow. You guys know who that is? Yeah, you guys know who that is.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
This is gonna be a big card here, boys.
Oh my
Boom!
god.
Man.
Shohei Ohtani, 30 out of 50 gold auto.
By the way, you guys, that's probably a $200,000 card right now.
Is it really?
Yeah, it graded a PSA 10.
No, my.
Yeah. And Vinny sold it. The first breakout year he had, because when I opened this, he was on the injured list, so we valued it at about $8,000. Vinny, PSA 10'd it, held it for the next year, and when he went crazy that first year back, and he sold it right after I sold my Ovechkin for $45,000. Yeah, and that card's probably a $200,000 card right now. Yeah, I wish I had picked a different box. Damn it.
That's got to be one of the greatest hits out there. If you think about it, in the last 10 years,
it's just he won the lottery, dude. I mean, that's what it is.
I mean,
it's a freaking lottery.
Yeah, it's a lottery.
It's a good lottery.
Yeah,
Brian,
yeah.
show my Pete Carroll's.
Yes.
Put in the Google chat.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
He's been doing Masters Universe stuff for me.
This is crazy, you
took
guys.
A little longer, but we're in.
I don't want to show it. I don't want to show it yet because
until I get it.
Yes, look at that. Oh my god!
So shout out. By the way, I keep forgetting in the email to thank him for drafting Ashton Genty. But I do appreciate that. Thanks, Coach. But yeah, man, look at this, dude. That is absolutely insane. I asked for the ways it's like the profile with the swords, and so I was thinking a little bit more cross, but he liked the way it fit up and down, and I think it's
you know what that looks like, Leg? That looks like playing cards.
Yeah,
like poker.
Right.
Oh, that'd be tight.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, shout out to Pete, dude. These things are gorgeous, man.
Dude, that's fucking badass.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this. So I've got that coming with like the Skeletor and 3 others that I bought. I have 6 of these coming. So I don't think they've shipped, but I don't know if we've concluded this deal. I don't mind him keep doing these.
I know, bro.
I don't know what to say.
Bro,
Well,
what is the skeleton? What is the skeleton? Do you have a picture of the Skeletor?
You
I
need to.
do. It's on my Instagram. And it's on Pete Carroll's Instagram. Actually.
Okay, I'll check it out.
So I don't know how to find it on my phone fast enough. But I might be able to find it if
Yeah,
you
I got it.
I think it's in mine. You got it.
Yeah.
There's 2. One's mine. It should be. Is it on my Instagram? Maybe I put it in my story.
Here it is, right here.
It's on Pete's.
Oh, look how good that looks. Jesus.
Yeah, dude, that's it. So I bought the ones on his website, and he was like, "Yeah, thank you." I was like, "Hey, do you have any time for any other ones?" And yeah, so here we go. So super freaking cool, man. Super freaking cool. Really, really love it. Obviously, I'm a Motu collector. Also, I'm working on a She-Ra book. Just FYI.
Hell yeah,
We'll see how it goes. So
Hey, Brian, show if Mark Spears hasn't seen it yet, like show him the before and after.
Yeah, look at this, you guys. This is cool.
So I'm pressing some books for Mark, so hopefully he'll like the result. Like,
oh, you know what? I might not have paid him for those. That could be part of the problem.
I want to let me open. Hold on.
I got it on IG also.
Okay. Yeah, this is cool, man. Go to my boy Hood's page.
Mama. There it is.
There you go.
So this is the Kickstarter bride, you guys. And Mark wanted Hood to try and fix some of the problems with it. What were the problems with it? It was just dented.
Look at it.
Oh yeah, you can see the dents.
Like
Yeah.
rippling and stuff.
Oh my God, bro.
Mama.
Holy cow.
All gone.
Yeah, and you know what? So I handled a bunch of Kickstarter books while people were getting them signed, and I don't have any in Huntsville, and I was like, this paper, it's weird because it's glossy, but it is thin. Like it feels thinner than normal. Like it doesn't look bad, but you take it out and you're gonna open that book, it feels fragile.
Yeah,
It's Kanto paper, bro.
Yeah.
It is. Oof. It is. Yeah. It is. Not cool. So big. So I'm 0% surprised Hood can do this. But yeah,
Where did shout out to Heroes Reborn for the $4.99. Where'd you go, brother? You bounced off.
He accidentally logged himself out.
Send him the link. Shoot him the link.
I did.
Okay.
Send him again. Jump back on because Heroes wanted to show you some books he picked up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
guys, I'm going to have to tap.
All right, brother. Good shit, man.
I gotta get these packs cranking, and then also my dog is having a fit, so he needs to go outside.
I just wanted to, dude. I know you had to go. I just wanted to stay and play with your dogs, though. when I went and picked up these books, I just wanted to stay and play with the dogs. But I was like,
dude,
yes, I get
they like Mama Dog took a second. She had some yowls at you.
Yeah,
John, you're not
Some
backstage.
borking.
I don't see you. Why don't I see you? Are you in the right one?
I sent it to his Instagram again.
We'll see.
Jump back on, John.
We can.
Come on.
Do you want to, dude? Do you want to look at them then? So they're here.
Oh,
Look at
wow.
those.
Oh,
Look at those. I got them all. So shout out to everybody because these have come in, and dude, you guys have been buying these, to say the least. Somebody bought 7 of these this morning.
What?
Yeah, I was like, oh hell yeah, hell
Brian,
yeah.
Brian, I got to ship you yours so you can put them up.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's so yeah, I drove to his house yesterday to have these. So if that makes you just FYI. So yeah, just gorgeous book. And yeah, so happy to have this. The back's really cool with the logos and stuff like this on there. They look great. I've sold a bunch of them. Clutch is gonna have copies. Brian's gonna have copies. I might be pulling what I have left on the website to just do during eBay. We will see how it goes, but it looks great. And by the way, what you guys haven't, some of you haven't utilized, is for extra $3, man. Why are you not buying the number one cover?
And it's so good, dude.
Seriously, I mean, it's $3. It's a $4 cover price. I'm just adding it for $3.
Yeah,
but this is so good. This is so good, so good. The 1 in 20. My portion of these sold out during the show last week. So
wow.
I got 16 nights. I'm holding the other 6 for autos or whatever I'm going to do with them. So the last ones, because also we're really hoping to do Comic-Con, and I really want to get some copies, especially of ours for like the whole crew.
Yeah,
whoever's going to be there.
Yeah,
you know, I know Posehn and Remender are going to be there. I'm obviously going to really hope Denisio and Brett Parson are going to be on there. So that'd be great. 1 in 10 is really cool too. Really cool. If you like the story, then you like the covers. If you like the art, and I have to say it was cool picking them up yesterday to sit down. I posted an Instagram thing. I got my coffee. I sat outside and grabbed my own copy, our Beyond Wednesdays crew book, to open it up and read these things, man. And it was a great story. In the comments, like, there was never, it's not a comic where people were ever going to die or something like that. So it's like, yeah, of course, like the crew can have more adventures, more life. The letters pages in these are really touching because I could tell it was Remender, and I believe he signed at the end that he did that he did the letters page. And he said about 85% of this, including there's a party fight in issues like 5, 6 that happened, that he said was about 85% based on his life. So really cool to read everything that's in here. Great story to read if you like 80s culture, skate culture specifically. But if you just like looking at like really well drawn malls and 7-Elevens and backgrounds and stuff like that, it was so great. Like there's a scene in here where he's sitting in his room and he's got his headset blasting, and just like this, and it's sitting there, and I see the words, and I know it's Minor Threat. So we're not the first, no, we're not the last. No, we're all headed for that adult crash. And I'm yelling, so I start singing along with it while I'm reading this book. I look, he's got a Skeletor in a little basket on the ground, right? He's got a Vandals tape next to his bed, a Suicidal Tendencies banner up here, right? He's got what's his name's Staub's skate deck against the wall that he skates with in that issue. They don't explain when they always switch skateboards. He didn't have the Dwayne Peters here, right? But he kept with the Tony Hawk. I almost brought in my Tony Hawk just so I could sit here with.
Did you see this one?
I did wear the Bad Religion shirt for it today. No, did it finally come out?
You look at it, it's far right.
I've been saying, I was trying to, hey man, I was asking him to come on and drop this cover. You didn't do it. So whatever, man. But that's the Minor Threat cover there for number 4. But yeah, that is finally good, dude. So I bought 2 sets of 3 through 7. Just too bad they didn't hire him for 1 and 2. Tim Barron is a badass, man. His skate decks are insane.
I guess
smart from him.
Later,
All right,
Clutch.
Sean,
We'll talk
thanks,
to you soon,
man.
brother.
Appreciate you, dude. So great story, dude. Absolutely great read. If you're going page by page, like there's I don't want to say, look forward to the ending, and if you've been into the series, it'll move you. Yeah, really good series, really enjoyable, and good Lord, thank you guys. I know you're just supporting us, but and hopefully the series. But thanks for buying a bunch of these. Brian's gonna have some more. Clutch is gonna have some more. Guys, I'm sure we'll be able to get some signed copies for you in San Diego. I'm gambling, so I'm sure we're gonna have some more of that. So yeah, there'll be more coming out. So especially if you missed on the ratios and stuff like that, Brian's gonna have some. Clutch probably have some. So
hey, good for you, Sean, man. That's a great fucking cover, man.
Dude, but it's, yeah. I mean, they're very protective on there. So it was Brett Parsons stuff. We leaned towards this one. Had a little bit of influence on the shirt and such, and and keeping this Tony Hawk skate deck and things like that. So it was very cool. And by the way, Hood already made fun of me. I want to go to Comic-Con and make striped sock summer.
Hey, dude, I was just playing, bro.
Who's down to wear striped socks with me at Comic-Con?
I'll do it. I'll do it. Since I was talking shit, I'll do it.
This guy made fun of me for having striped socks on with Tom McFarlane.
Bro, it looked like SpongeBob SquarePants socks, bro.
Striped socks crew, San Diego, dude. Let's do this, man. I'm just saying.
Come on, what? Man. Now I gotta do it with you. I'll do it with
you, dude. We'll be rocking on, dude. Seeing Hood in striped, seeing me, I wear bright shoes all the time and shit. Seeing me in striped socks isn't that outrageous.
So,
I want to see Hood in some stripes.
So I sent it to Leg earlier today, and I dropped it in the chat, Brian. So like Rick Remender has he's like always done like little love letters to comics. So this is a Deadly Class #1.
Right.
It's a really hard to find variant, but you can see that he was doing this type of. There's a grommets cover in front of a 7-Eleven just like this. So this may, like if you're collecting grommets, this may be one that you go after. These are pretty tough.
And it's funny that you brought that up today because I didn't finish for no good reason except I got busy and I didn't have a pull list anymore. I didn't finish Deadly Class. So after he sent me that today, after I finished grommets, I was like, I was like, how did I not finish that? And I didn't watch it on Sci-Fi, but like I don't really want to because I didn't finish it. And then I bought the compendium this morning. That should be here tonight or tomorrow, whenever it gets here. And then just out of the blue, sort of, because I was like, dude,
the audio keeps cutting out.
What are you doing on mine?
I don't know. I don't hear. We don't hear anything. That's being an issue.
So
hold on, let me do this. Check. Yeah, we should be good. Yeah. Sounds good to all of us.
Well, what I didn't realize was that he did skate decks for like Tokyo Ghost and Deadly Class. He did skateboards for these titles also.
Yeah.
If you got that picture, Brian?
Which one?
You guys all saw the back.
The skate decks.
Oh, the Deadly Class skate decks. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I ordered 3 of these. I ordered all 3.
Oh, you got all 3 coming, Sean?
Of these? Well, yeah, because I got it. I got it from the straight Lunar account, so they're a lot cheaper.
But look at that.
So I didn't need all. I didn't honestly. I wouldn't have bought all 3 if I had to pay retail for them.
Oh, gotcha.
I got a wall of skate decks at my house. It's filled out. Like literally, I've got like 15 boards on a wall. Hopefully, the owner of the house doesn't come in there.
They're $110 a piece, you guys. You can go pre-order them. GiantGenerator.com. Go ahead and drop it in the chat.
They upcharge a lot.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
I had a John Lucero board,
might
dude.
Be hard to find, so I don't
This is
know.
straight from Rick Remender, right?
Yeah, but
that's his shop, right?
Yeah, his imprint. Yeah.
So they're $40 on Lunar.
Yeah, I thought that 7 to Eternity was going to turn into something
same with me.
Bigger. Yeah,
I met Rick, but I didn't realize that I even got a 9.8 SS of the 7 to Eternity variant.
This is my favorite Rick Remender
I like
stuff.
Uncanny X,
Fear Agent.
X-Force.
Yeah, Uncanny X-Force too.
One of my favorite Marvel series ever. Period.
Yep, I agree, 100%.
And that too, I'm gonna reread, but I have 2 full runs. I'm not gonna go buy it.
Remember this?
Oh yeah, The Last Days of American Crime.
Yeah, there's some really good covers in that run.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's got the whole.
Yeah, you end up going down the rabbit hole with Remender shit, dude. Like, he's
OG, dude.
Yeah, man. Hardcore.
That is cool, man. That's super cool. So, John, you got some Mark Spears books, I hear. Some good pickups.
Yeah.
Come on, let's see it, Bob.
Well, first of all, I got today's drops, which were really cool. I got the medal.
Oh wow.
We watched him sign these at the show. They look so freaking good in hand, these
those
medals.
things absolutely amazing.
And then this is the 1 in 20, I want to say.
Yeah.
All right. And then this was the flip foil. Now, oddly, I don't know if this is, again, I don't want to start no crap about an error or whatever, but this one's got some kind of blood splash in the foil. I don't know anything about it, never heard of it.
And
so
I don't
know.
remember that blood splash being on the ones in
Yeah, I know. First time I seen it. And then, of course, you got Joe's favorite.
Oh, yeah, man. Got Pecos. Pecosville.
Yeah, you got Hexy. You got this one here where there's like an arrow where the blue is gone and it's white.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man 300 variant, and then the Killing Joke.
Yeah, we gotta get we gotta hit up Mark and ask him about the what's going on with those.
Then I got these X-Men 1 connecting covers.
Yeah.
They just made a lot of those, man. But
cool.
I really like them. I'll tell you that.
Oh, me too.
That one's
and then Yi hooked me up with this. He just arrived yesterday. I think these were on C2E2, like one per customer.
And half damage as well. So
and then of course I got all of these, which were free comic day.
I haven't even found one.
Did anybody buy any of the web store variants of the Funny Bones cover?
No, I didn't, Brian. I was going to, and I completely forgot about it.
This is the other free comic day one.
So good. Did Nirvana make that? Is that the deal?
Yeah, Nirvana. Now this other thing,
you didn't know, right?
I don't know how authentic this is, but the back of these greeting cards say that it's from like Mark Spears, right? And these are Monster greeting cards before Monsters was picked up by anybody, so they're blanks. Like I guess if you meet them, you can get them to sign them. And then there's this one.
Where did you get those at?
Some guy that was doing this a lot longer than me, and he picked these up way long ago. But they're greeting cards, and again, there's nothing inside. But again, if you meet him at a signing, I probably do like a leg and get like 6 signatures in that shit, and then display it. And then I picked up another one of these.
Oh yeah,
the sealed. Nice. And then I think Brian knows about this.
Yeah.
The Wicked of Oz, which was the trading cards he did just before Monsters, sealed. I picked up another 1-of-1 printing plate, which was some character that he did that looks like the Terminator. I'm pretty sure we'll probably see that one day on some kind of an exclusive. So it's pretty cool.
Does it have a name? His name?
Yeah, it says Target. That's his name. Target.
That's a good name.
Yeah. And then this came in, right? I have the entire set. These are 1 through 9. So I have the whole set of 9. This completes it now. But if Leg remembers, I had a blank that wasn't signed, and I guess it was pulled out of a pack with no signature. So I brought it to the show, and I had Mark do a 1-of-1 signature, where he did. You can see the difference. This is typically what you would get, and then he did the full name. With the remark of a bat, and then he put 1-of-1. So I have one unique one. And if Brian can make it happen, or Yi or whomever wants to run a free giveaway, I'll give one of these to, whenever you do a spin the wheel, to anybody, I guess, however you guys do it when they comment in the thread, and I'll throw in one of the Mark Spears is One of Us bands that we only gave out in Huntsville.
Oh, that's dope, dude.
Yeah, whenever you guys want to do that, I'll have it
you guys comment on the show after it's over, and we'll pick a winner next week. That's dope,
and they'll
dude.
get a free comic day and one of the bands that we
I need to get one of those
Mark
bands,
Spears.
bro. Save me one.
I'll send you a bunch of them. Don't worry about it. You'll get enough where you can have enough for yourself, and then give them out when you do sales, and you want to throw them in a package for somebody.
This is the web store exclusive. It's sold out. I didn't even get one.
Yeah, I got a
So
bunch of those showing up. I ordered those. That free comic day, just so people are aware. This is not a reprint
nope,
of number
new
one.
story.
Inside this book, he wrote a new story, which is based on that character that you're showing right now.
Mr. Funny Bones.
Mr. Funny Bones with an E, right?
Yep.
And it is his first cover appearance. It's his first appearance in a story. Also, it is a death of a somewhat of a key character in that book, and the introduction of another key character that's going to be featured throughout the series going forward. She's an assassin. She's nameless. But but these are like the variant covers, and then of course there's
Crime
the
suspense
second
stories.
print, the second print of this one, which is like purple,
Yeah.
which they used on another free comic day cover, which I believe is also possibly Nirvana.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it
they
is.
did a drop, I think, on Whatnot, and then they started to auction them after that. But that particular book is a first appearance of that character, and it's a brand new story, and it's a prequel to Monsters #1.
Yeah.
So for those who care, it's not, it's not a reprint, and it's not going to be it's not going to fall into a dollar box one day. It's an actual brand new story with uh two first appearance, one death of a key character, and then an introduction of a new character who's going to be huge. Because if you go to the last splash page of that book, she's amazing. She's hot. She's like, she's some kind of a samurai vampire assassin. And so it's going to be a good book, I think, down the road, even though there's a lot of them printed. So maybe if you get one of the lower printed ones, which are the variant covers, it's
John,
probably a
by the
good
way, you
buy.
guys, John was the first person that I knew that also read the actual stories, right?
Yeah.
And
Well, I had the Kickstarters.
yes,
So
exactly.
I
Yeah.
was already in love with it before it came out. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, the people that were lucky enough to get the Kickstarters, all the Kickstarter goes up to issue 8.
Right.
But this is the first new story, right? So that's a
Right.
big deal.
The prequel. It's a
Yeah.
prequel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
And then, of course, Mark is going to be working on. So, anyways, the reason I'm saying all this is, you guys, if you have the Monsters books, open them up, read them. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, it's fucking good, dude.
Yo, dude, that free comic day story
Yes.
it's crazy. It's almost like if you see, it's very similar to the character Pennywise, where he fucks you up when you listen to him talk and stare at you. But when you read it, this way he writes this character, you're reading it and you're starting to get goosebumps on your arms, because the way he writes the character, it's like watching the fucked up movie, And so I'm telling you, his writing skills are as good, if not better, than his art.
That's why
If you
Spawn
can imagine.
77 is
I
going to
mean,
just
Todd
blow.
McFarlane trusted
Yeah.
him for Spawn, for his original version of Spawn. I mean,
Mhm.
do we
Yeah.
need any more proof?
Listen, and then when they, guys start talking about bubbles busting on this guy, I'm like, dude, he's not a one-dimensional guy. He's a writer, he's a creator. He's, in a sense, he's kind of like that Rob Liefeld type of guy, where he's the creator, the artist, the writer, and then you just got to put it out there, and then you'll see 30 years from now, you're still going to be talking about this guy's
here's
work.
the thing about Mark, to me, that's so different than anybody that the reason I can't think of it is because it's so different, that hasn't happened in a long time. His shit keeps getting better, right?
Yeah.
His writing gets better. His art is getting better. His cover layouts are getting better. The projects he's working on, Spawn 77 is going to blow people away. It's going to be absolutely nuts, man.
Brian, let me interrupt one more second. I want to thank Sean. When we were, I hung out with him on, I think it was Saturday when you went live on eBay, and I stayed in the
When I
room
was
with
live,
you
yeah.
when everybody went to the that bowling alley, and he had a book that I forgot to bring that I wanted to get signed by Mark really bad. It's that Jaws homage book, right? And he already had this signed and remarked. And I told him, I'll pay anything for it. Don't put it up for auction. I'll buy whatever you think you can get for it. And this fucking guy gave it to me for free.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
All right. And this is what
all love, dude.
yeah, man. I I super appreciate that, man. And
For
that's
sure,
why
dude.
when these guys bust balls talk about, oh, you guys, doing these whatever. I don't even want to say who, but guys talking shit about you guys doing live sales and making all this money. I said, dude, this guy's gave me a book he probably could have made about $300-400 on. Okay.
Yeah,
Probably a
And
little bit
again,
more.
and I
that night
offered
it
to
would
give
have.
him
There was
anything he
2,000
wanted.
people live, dude.
Yeah.
It would
And then me and Hood had this done.
Oh, look at
Oh, he
that.
yeah, and Hood got a little bit, of course, a different remark on his, but man, this book skyrocketed from being a $500-600 book. Now it's selling for $1,000 unsigned. Unsigned.
Wow.
This is the foil. I think it's only 50. This was the secret drop that Keenspot
Yep.
did on their website. So if you missed it, there's only 50 of these, and I think 100 of the non-foil. But
You,
Mark had 2 of these at the show, and
Yeah.
Joe zoned in on this shit right away. And then I was like, if you get it, I want the other one. And we both got them signed and remarked. So I mean,
yeah.
this is
So I had bought I had Venmoed Mark that trading card. What is it? The Wicked of Oz or whatever. And I
right.
said, can I divert that payment over to that? And let me just throw some more money to it.
And this
Yeah.
I got from Liefeld. This is the Mark Spears Youngblood. Mark Spears did this for Liefeld, and they collaborated together for this. And Liefeld dropped this on his Whatnot Live, right? So Liefeld signed it first, and then of course Liefeld gives you his certificate. But then I had it at the show, and I got Mark to double sign it in the same color, so it
That's
came out
sick.
really friggin' nice. And then this just got back.
Oh wow.
A
9.9.
9.9 Halloween
my
edition.
fingers are
Bro,
freaking
that's
crossed.
dirty, dude.
My fingers
Yeah.
are crossed on my metal.
Fire, dude.
And this is not a metal. This is fucking paper. I mean, if everybody remembers, this is like I think the second print. So it's not like it was a metal or foil where it's kind of easy to get that 9.9 or 10.0. But
Shout out to
yeah.
Ken with the $4.99 super chat. He says, "Looks like a bunch of cool books on the horizon. Going to be a great summer. Great stuff, guys.
Yeah.
John is a great dude too."
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
There's
awesome,
listen,
bro.
they
What a fun
obviously
time. Doesn't feel
there's
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I said this a bunch of times when Mark came out with Monsters, and he did some of the earlier work with Image, where he was doing Spawn covers. He
Right.
dragged me right back into the modern game, and then since then, you can kind of see the market. Everybody that's putting out books now, they're trying to get that same. They're limiting their books. They're trying to you see if they get that lightning in a bottle like he has, and like when you guys did with the grommets now, like now I was gonna message you today, like how the hell do I get a couple of copies? I gotta go to the website where you sell them or something. Are they sold out yet, the grommets, or?
Oh no. I'll get you, dude. You're good. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to support it, so I want to back it, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
because I'm telling you, it's like you could feel it now. There's more of a buzz now in the local comic shops with certain books, and when you see shows do exclusive, it's not like corny like it used to be, where everybody was doing these shock drops at shows. There's some books coming out now that are really great reads, some
Yep.
cool books, and then and then when good people are backing certain exclusives and stuff, it's a little more fun doing it rather than
It feels more
watching a bunch.
community. I
Yeah.
I got to give it to Joe again for him talking about how he said there's this excitement that's going on right now, and I don't know what it is, but I agree. I think that the community that has been built around, and I'm not saying that we're the community or this is the reason, but there's this really cool community that's been built around Beyond Wednesdays and our crew and our friends, and through the years, and the different content creations, content creators that are out there. There's this real community that's kind of being built, and it's really cool being able to see all the guys in Alabama, and hear all the people that said how great it was to see everybody, and how that was really cool. And we feel that every time we go to a con, and then to have all the people that are supporting the channel and everything that's going on the channel, everybody that's in the live chat every week, and for every show. I notice it, you guys. Trust me, you guys are the community. You know, this is important. And yeah, exactly like Chad Cave said, we built this city on rock and roll, baby.
Hey, I didn't tell this story last week, but so John picks me up, right? Cool motherfucker, man. He's got a big cigar, right? And he goes, "Hey, Hood, you know what? There's a comic shop right across the street from here. Let's go check it out." So it wasn't open, but we're looking at it. It was huge, and I go, "Man, this is fucking crazy, bro."
Dude,
And
it was like a half a block long, right?
yeah,
The
I
store.
go, "Hey, what do you want to do? You want to go hang out with Mark Spears and wait till this fucking thing opens?"
I was like, let's get back. Yeah, let's get.
Start
Yeah, dude. It was a good time. I'll tell you that. It was we didn't know what to expect from start to finish, really, because I mean, Mark didn't know what to expect start to finish. I mean, we kind of did. We've been to a lot of shows and seeing people pre-selling stuff. I think started to give people an idea of how many people were going to just show up at this thing, right? And like you know, start to see people that you know show up, and you start to hear about people that you know. Well, everybody's gonna want a lot of shit, you know. And dude, like he had a lot of exclusives,
yeah,
right? He had a lot of them, man. So yeah, watching, seeing all that, seeing everybody get in line, tried to do as best we could with clutch driving or getting an Uber over to Walmart to be able to get like tickets, so that you know the exclusives that were numbered to 40 or numbered to 10, the people had a chance at those things. You know,
That was smart to
The
do, yeah,
people
to
had a
make it
chance,
even for
right?
everybody to get a shot.
So it was cool trying to do the lines, you know, and people don't like it. People don't like us being, you know, we haven't worked a show in Alabama before, but I've been to Comic Cons all across this country. Okay, like traveled to see friends, sometimes to work, sometimes not to work, sometimes don't buy a thing and just go to strip clubs, right? Whatever, you know, like it's just I've done whatever I want to do. So I'm not new to that. And you know, the people are like, you know, last year he's in Artist Alley and stuff like that and wasn't signing as many stuff. And it's like, but ain't last year, man. Like I don't know what to tell you.
Yep.
There's like you can't have the 75 people standing.
Price of the brick has gone up.
Yeah, I don't.
But, hey,
yeah.
let me tell you, if this,
just ask him, it should go up. You have to make your nut in this world when you can make it. The good thing is, what we learned not only from the people there, from the fans, the online people, the Beyond Wednesdays people, his Discord crew. Like, dude, there's already enough people that are gonna follow long enough that he doesn't need 20,000 new fans.
Yeah.
He doesn't need 1,000 new fans. He doesn't need 500 new fans. He can still sell out of every single thing that gets produced until the end of all of us. None of us are that young. But other than that, he said something about, he's like, no, I can see Monsters going 160, 170 issues.
Hell
You
yeah.
know? So here we are. Like, and that dude I think he has the creative mindset to be able to do that. I think John was alluding to that earlier. That, you know, and like one time he signed a book 3 times and he says, you know, you can have it, you got it signed by the creator, the artist, and the writer. You know, you tell him that. I was like, yeah, man, thank you. You know, and it was his idea to sign it. Signed it in red, white, and blue. It was amazing.
So Mark's very smart about his property. You know, he's marinated all this time, right? He's playing chess, right? He knows what he's doing. He wants his stuff very limited. It's a fluke right now that all these books are coming out just because of the delays with Diamond and all of that. But let me tell you, like, his stuff is good, man. Like the artwork, like that Mad Hatter, not a book out there like that.
Did you guys...
And let me tell you what he's done. And I'm not saying like there's great artists, and I'm not talking shit, but what he's done, anybody that tries to draw a monster, they're going to look at it and go, oh man, he's trying to be like Spears. No matter, like, he's completely taken that whole monster thing, and he's kind of like, okay, y'all have had your chance to do superheroes and all this shit. I'm going to go over here and I'm drawing monsters. Like, if you come over into my space, people are gonna know what you're trying to do. Like
Well,
he's like, I'm just saying.
Well, Joe, they had how many years or decades to get a monster story right? They could have been ahead of this before him, and
Yeah.
they couldn't. How many times have we bought horror books based on Dracula or
Oh yeah.
Frankenstein or
Oh yeah.
werewolf? And even Marvel. Marvel has Werewolf by
Legion of
Night.
Monsters.
How many
Yeah.
how many opportunities have they had to get it right and to get an ongoing series and just never couldn't do it? And now you get a guy who's had this on his table since he's a kid. He's got that picture of that on that card that you have that he gave you, where he's sitting there with a stick figure of Frankenstein where it says Mark Spears
Hey,
Monsters,
look, Brian.
and the fact that he's had it that long,
That's my boy.
so but people have had a chance to do all of these books and these stories and get it right, and they just didn't. So
Yeah, they absolutely haven't, because there is a contingency of Universal Monster fans, which I'm one of them.
Right.
I've always enjoyed that, but I like it collecting. I like werewolves and vampires the most. They're the most entertaining, and I'm I'm a little too old to be a twihard. I do like some True Blood, right? But when I grew up, Silver Bullet or Salem's Lot, things like that. I read Stephen King as a kid. And like the Universal stuff was throwbacks. So I like that. I like decorations. I like vampire and werewolf shit. Mummy's okay. Monster Squad was one of the coolest freaking things I ever saw as a kid in the theater. And it's still good, man. It is.
I watched that on YouTube the other day for free.
Yeah, dude. Shit.
You know why this shit? You know why this shit?
But he got it right. He got the monsters right. He got Frank. He's got Frankie. I was like, thank you for making a real werewolf. I'm a Werewolf by Night fan, but I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
Oh yeah, Sean did tell him that.
But nobody's really gotten the art, dude. I gave him my Tales from the Crypt, the final issue, right? And I said until I was gonna replace this book, but when he signed his homage to it for me, I was like, hey, and he wrote Howl at the Moon.
That's dope.
It's at home, but he wrote Howl at the Moon and the big letters for me, and I gave him the copy that I bought like 10 years ago, thinking I would upgrade. And I said, hey man, so I've upgraded now. So thank you, man. I bought this for you. And so that's, I'm not trying to be cool because I gave him a gift or something like that, but because it meant so much to me that he's made a werewolf that is like legit looking, like the werewolf is supposed to look. He's got the Wolfman down and correct. And all I've done is be let down by most of these. Like I did kind of like the Werewolf by Night, the Disney thing. Man Thing was a badass in that. So really, really, really have enjoyed the way that he's put these characters together, man. And they're ripe for the picking, and nobody's done it. Nobody's done it. Nobody's there. They've been right there in front of our freaking eyes.
That's what I'm saying.
We buy T-shirts and jackets and shit like that, but we never, but we not content wise. We don't get to read a cool story.
But there's so many characters in that world that he's just now starting. I mean, the Unholy One. And they haven't really exposed what's his name, Jekyll and Hyde. I mean, they teased it in earlier in the storyline, but he's going to be relevant, and all these other characters they're getting ready to bring in. He's just giving you a taste right now. There's so much more to the world, and then he's also got the Monster and the Wolf miniseries that's coming out, and then. I was just showing you that Wicked of Oz. If he wanted to do a Wicked of Oz, he could probably do 50 issues alone just on that.
Bro, because he was saying he wasn't feeling good, right? His arm was hurting and shit like that. I was like, bro, hey, bro, no. Don't. Hey, go to sleep right now, bro.
And then what's crazier is that now he's collaborating with Todd McFarlane, and he's going to be doing Spawn 77. And what's going to happen when he's going to be working now hand in hand with McFarlane? What if McFarlane says, "Hey, let's make a toy line out of your monsters"? Do you know how big that's going to be if they do it exactly the way, based on his artwork? And then
you already know McFarlane, man.
But the cards that the bubble are on are his artwork, or somebody options the storyline and they decide, hey, do we want to do some kind of a TV series or a movie? The writing is already there, man. You just got to get the right, director and the right creative team to put it on the screen.
He's
Why
got a
not?
ton of books that came out this week, man, for New Comic Book
Yeah.
Day. Shout out to Alex for the gifting of 10 memberships. Appreciate you, brother.
What's up, Alex?
I mean, there's so many books that came out this week for Mark. They just all
So
landed on the same week. So
he came out with this right here, the Captain Planets,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Then he's got Space Ghost.
Yep.
Hey,
You
leave
know?
some books for everybody else, John.
Nah, man, forget about that. He's got the foils, look great.
There's the
got
Silverhawks.
the-
He's got all kinds of Silverhawks
Oh,
stuff.
check out this Silverhawk.
Yeah, I
man.
was hoping
Look
to
at
get
this.
some of these.
Oh
They
yeah,
got
that
really
one's
delayed.
gorgeous. Hold on, let me show that.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
This is crazy. I bought about 10 of these. I'm gonna try to get one signed when I see him again. But this is great.
Beautiful.
And then he also offered it in a white cover.
Yeah. That one
But
looks
man,
good.
if you're a Silverhawks fan, I mean, this is crazy, man.
Yeah, look at them. I mean, look at all these,
Good
you guys.
stuff.
There's the regular A cover. Hold on, there's so many Silverhawks books. It's crazy. And then you got a foil. You got
Right.
all the different color variants. But here's the A cover, just the main character. It's a 1 in 10.
Yeah. And the foils, yeah.
There's the Space Quest stuff. So these are all new comic book days. I'm just going to run through it real quick, you guys, to show you what came out today. There's a lot of cool stuff. Shout out to Aubrey Stinson's Free Planet came out today. If you guys haven't read that, make sure you check it out. It's really good. It's getting a lot of positive reviews, which is cool. And I'm really happy for that. Who cares about the Venom stuff? Pass on any of it. All right. There is Rose Besh, 1 in 100, which is check. All right, here we go. Pascal Fairies. I like that Deadpool for some reason. How they're back to back with the Taskmaster. This right here is fucking amazing. Did you guys see this?
Yeah.
Look at this. Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe one last time. The Cap Wolf cover. That is so freaking good.
Yeah.
I grabbed one of those. That looks really good in person. When you hold it, it's nice. The artwork is just great.
David Pepose. Hold on here. Shout out to Cover Price for doing great things. There's a 1 in 100 of the Pepose. That's going to be a big book. That'll be on the Stein Hot 10. There's a Simone DeMeo 1 in 25 selfie cover. The John Byrne Hidden Gems. This is going to be a big book. 1 in 50.
And that looks like new artwork. That doesn't look like something they grabbed from back in the days.
1991. It's new. It's definitely been recolored.
Oh, all right. So it is some older work.
Yeah, from 91. Yeah. Right. I like this Nick Bradshaw cover right here for Fantastic Four Fanfare #1. You get the Linnell Francis Yu for Godzilla vs. the Fantastic Four. Reprints King Ghidorah becomes a herald of King Ghidorah becomes a herald of Galactus. I like when characters read comics on covers for some reason. You got the Marvel Rivals second print. I like this for some reason, even though I think it's silly that they do these weird variants where everybody's a character. For some reason, I like that one. This one's interesting. Captain America #5. Sam Wilson, Captain America #5, the Tommaso variant. There's a really good Mark Brooks for Ghost Spider. The Phil Noto Star Wars. That EM Gifts is actually interesting. Delato, 1 in 100. This is the hit, though, dude. The John Tyler Christopher action figure variant that looks like the Power of the Force 2 figures. I went crazy collecting these figures when they came out, and they're worthless now.
Yeah,
They-
I remember.
Oh my god, dude.
I remember missing them, and then I was like, I feel like I missed the whole boat, so I ended up missing the whole boat.
Yeah, I have them
And,
all.
I guess I did okay.
Yep. There is a logo variant. There you go. That's pretty cool. Storm Ekajuri 1 in 50. You got the Alex Ross Chitara. Ben Harvey.
So old.
Yeah.
I like the Segovia, but more of a cover B to me price
Yeah.
point than a
JTC
125.
Wonder Man. Have you guys seen the pictures of them filming this series? The Wonder Man series? Kind of interesting.
Slightly.
Yeah.
Not much.
Dodderman, Cyclops. You got the Absolute Green Lantern, number 2. Dan Panosian, Ultimate Absolute Superman. Hello. I'll be right back. Hold the fort real quick.
Hey, everybody. So, yeah, Mark
Hey, how
Spears
about-
is great, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
I wish
Lee.
he joined the chat. You know, that's
Lee.
what I was thinking.
How about them Knicks
That'd be
today,
cool.
man?
I didn't, dude. Basketball season's over, man.
No, it's not
Clippers
over in New
lost. I don't know
York.
what's happening, dude.
It's not over in New York.
Yeah,
Bro.
apparently not. It's
New
They
over.
York
took the
just
first. They
stole
took the
another
first 2
one.
games in Boston. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Unheard of.
Good, man. Good for you guys. I don't pay too much. I don't really have a rooting preference over there. Clippers lost, and I'm done. So that's it. It's football season to me because the Angels are already done. So that's all right.
Are
Oh,
they gonna
yeah,
trade Mike Trout, bro?
Yo, Mark is in the chat right now.
Yeah, that's why I was joking. I was like, "What's he doing in the chat?" Because I just saw him say that. Well, what do you guys? I saw a bunch of stuff. How much do you guys get to go in on Wednesdays? Like, I don't get to do that often because it's just proximity to where I live. I miss it. Like yesterday, I went down to pick up all these grommet books, guys. BigLeg.com. I went down to pick up all the books from Clutch. You know, I saw. I didn't see what he showed, but I at least saw the Battle Beast foils and stuff like that. I met Drew there for a minute, but we had to get out of there, and so too bad we can't highlight that. Red Hood is my best friend, but I don't
Who
have the
put that?
controls
Did
over
Mark
here.
put that? Oh man,
Yeah,
stop it, bro.
So
Hey,
Hey, I hope you saw that book I pressed, bro.
yeah, dude. I don't know if you saw that. Look on his Instagram, Mark.
Bro.
So that was a really it was cool. So finally on the way home, I get to hit a store, a couple stores on the way home, a long way, even though there's going to be bad traffic and stuff like that. See him putting all the books out, and I'm like, man, I miss being able to do all my pickups on a Wednesday. I hate having to do stuff online, but then again, I have to sell stuff online. So
Well, there's still nothing better than going to a local comic shop, especially one that you or your friends,
Yep.
you know, your friends with the owner or the people that go there. I spent all freaking day. Matter of fact, I usually don't go when the store opens on Wednesday, but because I knew the Monsters 4 were in and all of the other the Silverhawks, the Space Ghosts, and the Captain Planet dropped today, I was like, I want to make sure I get in there and, you know, I was looking forward to it. So I was like, let me get in there nice and early. And I spent the whole freaking day hanging out in there today. And it's cool because there's a lot of people I haven't seen in a while, and I got to talk and hang out with them. And you know, but this is an expensive day for me today. They had to give me a short box instead of a bag to walk out with all these books.
wow.
Yeah,
That's
I have it like
last night. The store that I like, they have decent stuff on the shelf. So some of the stuff so I get to get more reading material and stuff like that when I have more time and I can hit a store like that. And even the stores that I have when I can, it's not like they can't carry as many titles. You know, this place is a nice big store. So I
Yeah.
get in there and I'm like, oh, bro. So I walk up, you know, just like a stack of raw books like this. I mean, I even found some like old lenticular like DC books, stuff like that. I'm like, I don't care. I'm buying reprints. I'm buying whatever they have. I'm like, whatever I'm doing, I'm supporting the store today. If I walk in here, I'm leaving with something, dude. An overpriced Golden Age very good action comics if I have to, but better when I get a stack of new books, which I was able to do. So yeah. You all right, brother?
Yep.
Okay.
Mark says, say his name and he appears. What up, Mark?
Right? Joe Hendry, say his name.
I answered a phone. I don't know if you guys saw. I answered a phone call an hour ago. That was my mom called, and it's like the only. If you ever see me answer the phone, pretty much my only phone call you're gonna see.
Hey, hey Joe, screenshot that comment. Red Hood is my best friend. Screenshot it. Send it to me because I'm gonna do something with it.
Look at this Carla Cohen. Wow.
She's so good, man.
Yeah.
I still don't think she gets quite enough love.
I agree.
Like she had art books on sale, and I think I missed buying them like an idiot just because I did, and they got to be going through the roof.
Look at this Jeff DeCall. Wow.
Oh, that's different.
That's awesome.
Holy shit.
What's in his?
A ring.
What's in his ring?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw those up close today. Some amazing covers.
It's a really nice
It
Andrade
looks like
too.
Maybe if it was glossy or something like that, it would look really well. Really
yeah.
good.
That's cool. Two-Face. That's creepy as shit. Look at that.
That's cool. Are they putting 3 names in for Leslie now?
Yeah, they are.
Makes sense.
Right.
I like that cover.
Look at that. That's wicked.
Dude, that's crazy, dude.
This Christian Ward's badass too. Two-Face. All right, Terry Dodson, Adventure Man Family Tree, number 2. J. Scott Campbell, 1 in 50. That doesn't look like J. Scott Campbell when you first look at it. I think it's because of the trade. What do you think, Hood? Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Nah.
Yeah. All right, Free Planet, you guys. Really, really cool book. Shout out to Aubrey Sitterson, who was on the show the other week talking about it. I like the blank. Big Clutch did a limited to 500 with Collector's Paradise on a Buster Moody one. Check that out. There is a foil 1 in 25 that I want to see. All right, this fucking book right here is so damn good.
There we go.
This book is
a really nice one.
Mama!
Cedric Pouliot is so damn talented.
Bro, it looks like she's talented, bro.
Uh-huh.
She is.
God,
that's definitely going to be like in the top 10 or top 5 Baroness covers. That's a really nice one.
Yeah,
that's Pouliot.
Yep,
I like that a lot.
That doesn't surprise me. I'll be honest, I'm a little newer on that train.
I just hate that. Maybe I'm 616, dude. I hate it.
They're not going anywhere.
I know.
Announce my partnership with 6. I'm just kidding.
God, that's good, man.
Yeah, it is.
Andy Kubert.
I just
Eyes.
You got the bombs away there. Maybe it's just me. I'd like the G.I. Joe trade on there.
There's a foil. There's a foil too.
No,
Pretty
but
cool.
I would like it to have the G.I. Joe trade, the Baroness cover.
Yeah.
And just to see what that would look like.
Yeah.
Oh shit. It's got our
Hey bro. Hey, it said Beyond
Wednesdays. Got our
Wednesdays,
names. Whoa, it says Beyond Wednesdays, baby.
What? Hey, we're famous.
By the way, that price is wrong.
$379. I'll take 5 of them.
Shit, dude.
Hey,
Other than the 10,
hey, man.
I gave everybody in this
Hey.
chat 10% off.
The streets have spoken, bro. Cover price, dude. 379, dude.
No,
Hey,
dude, I will show
come
him,
on,
dude.
man.
I will link him to my Shopify right now.
Hey, man, come on.
Now, I don't think dude, the once somebody starts reselling on eBay when they think I'm the only one with copies, but again, thanks for the support, everybody. But
Are there going to be signature opportunities on that book from the Beyond Wednesdays guys?
sure, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
And
San Diego.
I want to see like a
look at-
multicolored 6 signatures
Hell
of
no, man. I saw how hard Mark had to work. Hell
I know,
no,
right?
man.
Brian, look at the ratios.
no.
The ratios are like $40 on it, and I was selling sets on here for
Wow.
Try that on. You're welcome. But no wonder that they all sold quick. Wait till Brian gets his. The price is gonna go up. It should be.
Yep. Price of the brick has gone up, baby.
Dude, there you go. Hey, mine will ship by this weekend. Thank you guys all. I'm happy you can make a few bucks.
David Finch.
Ooh, little Finch Negan. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Just a quick response to Alex Lodemeyer. I fully agree with you. I can spend all day talking comics in my LCS. I'm talking from opening to closing, and I have done it quite a few times. I've done it with friends, and I've done it with people I've never met before, and that's the beauty of being in a local comic shop, is
Yeah, I
that
agree.
everybody is all of like-minded. It doesn't matter what book you like, you all still are gathered there for the same reason. So I can spend all day talking about what I love or what they love, and
That's
people
what this-
now, people now watching me and listening to me talk about Mark Spears all day in the comic shops, which is pretty funny because they've they can't nobody can get enough of it. I'm happy about that though.
Yeah.
It's everybody's enjoying it. So they couldn't keep his book on the rack. The guy had to go downstairs to get more from the boxes to put them back on the wall. And I took a few pictures, and I think I threw it up in Mark's Discord. Every time he stocked the wall with more of his books, they were like getting wiped out. And then I started taking pictures showing the full wall, and then it empty, packed again, and then emptied again. They couldn't keep them up. So, the monsters sold out I would say within 3 hours, all of them. And I think he must have had maybe around 200 copies, because he had a few of the 1 in 20s, some of the medals. So I know he must have ordered somewhere over 100 or 200 of them, and they were all gone. So
1 in
Yeah,
10.
in the big store I was at, man, the only thing they had left was they had two vampire. No, they had a few vampirellas, but probably because honestly, there's just a lot of different colors.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like people they can. Not everybody's like us, or like your budget might not allow to just, hey, I'll have every color. So I grabbed a couple. I didn't have any trade dresses, so I only had the virgins. So I grabbed a couple of those, but I wanted to just go home with them. But I was like, no, this.
Hey, bro, I took all
I
the
know where to get the books. It's not that hard. Just because
I-
I'm here, I'm gonna pillage you for. There's certain things I will pillage your back bins, like, and I with no remorse whatsoever. But to see something cool on the shelf, might as well let a couple people have another shot.
No,
at it,
I took all the Pecos bills off the rack, and then somebody was crying, "Oh, you're gonna take them all?" I go, "Yeah, you were here before me, right? You had a chance to get them. Like, I'm gonna let the Pecos bill sit on the shelf, bro. I take them all.
I will say,
Like,
when I
bro,
walked around
what's
the
the
shop
matter
before,
with you, dude? Like,
if there was like
mm.
7 copies of a book, and like I was like, oh, I'm gonna get that one. And I'll do a lap before I pick things up, unless it's like the 1 ratio. So yeah, I might have already walked past it, still came back because I didn't know everybody's gonna be a
that book sold out right away. That Don't Run with Scissors.
Yeah.
Those disappeared, and the Darkness cover, Hello Darkness,
The
the
Jenny
Jenny
Friesen?
Friesens, yeah, those sold out right away. Those, I think he had around 25 of those on the wall, and they were gone like right away.
Did that one sell out?
These covers, yeah, those
My
those
buddy
went
still
really
had
fast.
2 of those on the wall.
Yeah.
These are 1 in 10s.
Yeah. I didn't see the 1 in 10s, but all the basic the first 2 or 3 covers from that Do Not Run with Scissors are all gone. Yeah. Hey, if Mark is still in the chat, let him know that I discovered
Oh,
another
you gotta
error.
ask him, dude.
I mean, I'm sure he doesn't
I'm
know
gonna
because
send him the link after the show. We're almost done here.
This came with blood splatter on the cover, and so Mark, I'll send you a picture of this, Mark, and I'll DM it to you. But it's not a damage or anything. It's in the.
Is it blood splatter?
Well,
on.
that's what I thought it was when I bought it, and then when I compared it to other books, there's a splatter here and there's a splatter there. So I thought
Motherfucker, man.
when I first pulled it, I thought it was, and it was the only one they had. So I didn't have other copies to compare it to. But when I look on eBay, there's not one that's sold with another blood splatter on it, and that's in the foil. It's not a stain on top of the book. So I don't know.
You got a 1 of 1, bro.
Listen, I just let's see if others show up. Maybe there's more out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna check mine.
I like this cover right here. This far down below, number 2, the Jacob Phillips.
Alex said that's Mark Spears' real blood. He did like the kiss. He's using his DNA inside the ink. Oh, that pop cover sold out immediately to the Adam Hughes.
100%.
Oh my God, that's such a cool cover. I grabbed a couple of those.
It's cover of the year.
No, it is censored. It's the little pasties are over her.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not on. It's printed like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have one without it, but you have to it's like one of those special orders, I think.
Sveta.
And the blood splatter was on your foil. The one with the ASM 300, John.
What's that?
The blood splatter was on the foil one with the ASM 300 on the back.
Yeah, this is the flip foil.
Motherfucker.
And I was looking at it and I kept thinking, well, maybe something spilled on it, but it's inside, But this is the flip foil.
Yeah,
and
see, I don't have it, dude.
Look at this, you guys.
See?
Hold on.
Some John Royal love.
Oh, mama.
I thought that was J. Scott Campbell the first time I saw that. It's not.
No.
John Royal.
Dude, I'm telling you, we're on the precipice. I've sold some John Royal books on my live show. And I'm like, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just trying to move some books today. These are smart buys. It's not like John Royal's new or anything like that.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's starting to get love in these old Zenoscope books and these Grim Fairy Tales with covers that are sexy like this.
Yep.
They're starting to be collected and sold, man. And
All
I'll be
green,
honest,
all
like that
green.
it's collectors who have been buying these. This is not not every store is not going to carry Zenoscope. Like most don't, I don't think. So, but they sure have their fans. So we'll see.
Yeah, the couple of comic stores that I've gone to locally in New York, you actually have to ask the LCS owner to actually order those for you. They don't order them, just to have in the store.
This is the 1 in 20.
Oh.
I like the regular better.
No, I like that one.
No, Joe's got to get a mama out there.
Look at the background.
That's really good. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. You seen that one with that one guy who's like preacher or whatever?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. And the Lord says, yeah.
Did you see the Tony Moore heavy metal?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Really nice.
Good.
Yeah, really nice. All of them are nice.
Yeah.
And when you flip through the heavy metal magazine, it's like going through the old ones. It's the format, everything is just the same. In fact, I thought it was a reprint of an original issue, but it's all new stories, all new art. But I felt like it was the original. Really well done.
Tony Moore's a beast.
But
Dude.
the buy-in on per issue is 15. I think the variants are like 20, 25. The
Yeah, it's
metals, I don't know
expensive.
how. I mean, the blanks, I don't know what the ratios are on that, but I bought some blanks because I figure I know a few artists that can probably do some really nice work on those. But they're really cool magazines. I was just fingering through a couple of them today, and very nice.
Betty and Veronica.
Yeah, how about heavy metal coming out?
I talked to
their Kickstarters haven't shipped yet.
Yeah, I talked to Massive's Michael Calero about that, and he's like, and obviously they have nothing to do with that, but a lot of people were talking about that.
Yeah, they're trying to make up for it by making you lifetime this and that and everything else, and they're gonna make it so you get like a special cover number 2, and they're like, keep in mind we got 40,000 orders and we don't have enough people to ship them, and I'm like, oh, yeah. I guess I feel the same way. I get behind. It's been a crazy between WonderCon and Alabama, man. It's been a crazy month
Snow
for
Monkey.
me, so ask people, please bear with me.
Super Babes. All right, that's new comic book day. Not too shabby. I've been using that a lot lately. I don't know why. So, all right. I think that's about it for the show tonight, you guys. I said we were going to do 2.5. We did 2:47. Thanks for everybody hanging out tonight. Make sure you guys go bookmark Clutch's show for next week.
Good Lord, that's gonna
Leg's
be
going to be going to Dallas Comic-Con, which is coming up when?
It is at the end of the month. Working on.
Hey, Donnie Cates is going to be there, dude.
Is he?
Yeah.
Really? You should go talk to him. See if he's sleeping underneath his table.
Tell you the truth, I might. Working on it. Talk to eBay. Hoping to get a show. Maybe show on the floor or something like that. Would love to get an artist show or something like that. So see how it goes. Building and building and building. Yeah. I'll be live on eBay the next couple days. As usual, I called off today. Just too damn busy. Thank you, everybody, for the grommets. Brian will have some more for you shortly. All your books will be out in the next few days. I do have a wonderful woman at home, Katie. Thank you for some help bagging and boarding. And at least these books are like the same books. They're a little bit easier. And I gotta get copies off the CGC for people that bought them in the next couple of days. I will say, if you want CGC options for the grommets, I've got them for the 7A and R variant, not for the ratios. I got it. It's a $39.99 for regular, $59.99 for ours, and I think $94 or $95.99 for both. If you want those orders, get them in now, because once I send them off, I'm gonna take that option off and just sell them as regular covers, and I want to get them out as soon as possible. I haven't sold that many, but I have a feeling I'm going to want some of these extra covers. I need them I want them honestly, for friends, hoping to get some signed and stuff, and things like that. And I save a few for the eBay people and things like that. So thanks to everybody who brought them. Brian will have whatever you didn't get from me, but I don't know if you're going to offer CGC options or not, but I've got those up right now if you want them. So
cool. All right.
Hell yeah. Good shit, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. Shout out to Alex for dropping all the memberships. Shout out to everybody that dropped super chats. We appreciate you. We love you. eBay sales and whatnot sales this week. Make sure you guys follow us on our social medias for when those are going to happening. And we'll see you guys.
Hold up. You got to, hey, bro.
One shout out to Nimesh Patel. Thank you, Nimesh.
Damn, dude.
I forgot. I just got this. Thank you, Nimesh.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. Super.
Dude,
super
Nimesh got one
excited.
for me too, bro.
He
That's
did,
Mary and Colbretti,
I
bro.
just opened it yesterday, and I had no idea. I know he was gonna send me something for something else. And I was like, oh no. And then it wasn't that.
fucking
It was
fire,
this, so
bro.
thanks, man. I just opened it. So let me. I haven't even texted you. I don't know. If, I don't see it.
Bro, the best line in the movie,
thanks,
Leg.
bro.
The
Yeah.
best line in the movie. That guy shooting up the grocery store. He goes, I'm gonna kill everybody. He goes, that's okay. I don't shop here.